very sort of strong, sort of credentials. Somebody who's running openly as a democratic socialist is able to potentially be the mayor of the biggest city in this country. Is
the greatest.
It's notable for me. I do like New York. I actually used to work for a union that was based in New York. They ended up going for Cuomo. That union did. So, but yeah, it is nice to see. I actually did want to queue up. I sent in the private chat a video that would be really cool to queue up to sort of like start the conversation, because one union that did end up going for Zohran Mamdani was the United Auto Workers, and I don't know if y'all had seen the the campaign video that their president Sean Fain put out. But if we could take a look at that, that'd be really cool, I think.
Yeah, hold up. I'll
look at
cue
Jeff
it up
begging
here.
for permission.
You make a good point, though, Jeff. I really like, and I got the video. I really do like. The polls just shifted. It was like, oh, what's happening? But so I'll just show you quickly. We are at 43.5%, 34.2%.
All right.
50. Oh, there it goes again. Look at that. Oh, God, I love when it does that.
Yeah. So you guys covered. You guys already mentioned that Zohran was going to start hot because they count the mail-in ballots first, right? Somebody mentioned that.
Yeah, that's what we were trying to figure out. But Jeff, you make a good point that it's a hope. It's a very hopeful sign to see somebody openly running as a DSA candidate doing this well, no matter what happens. Andrea, is this a bellwether for 2026 midterms? What happens in this primary race?
Is it a bellwether? Well, I mean, I don't know if I'm the right person to ask, because I don't believe that the 2026 midterms is going to be a free and fair election. So
I should have said, let's assume it will be.
Assuming that Donald Trump, all of his reforms to the electoral system somehow magically don't take place, and we do have a free and fair election. Is it a bellwether? I think so. Yeah, I think any election in this, I guess, post-Trump getting inaugurated era is going to tell us some information. I also think it's going to be a bellwether in the sense that too little, too late. I wish people would have voted in a logical, insane way in the last decade or two.
Yeah. Okay. Well said. And we
got a full Brady bunch. Let's go.
Yeah. Hold
Jeff
on.
is being censored by the chat screen. Oh,
I got to take a screenshot of this real quick.
Is this the most we've ever had on screen here at This Space Studios?
I think we may be at the actual limit. I don't think we can have one more person.
I'm going to go soon. I'm going to bounce out in a minute.
Oh, look at that. Yes, that's awesome.
So I actually have to go soon because I have to go to my Democratic Socialist meeting. Is everyone a member, or are people members? Or because I'm trying to get involved like at a high level in the DSA.
I was the chair of the New Orleans chapter of DSA before I moved to Richmond, Virginia, where I sit on the steering committee of the Richmond chapter.
Yeah, so I'm secretary of comms for my chapter, so we should talk, Jeff. But I feel like I want to make the DSA the spearhead of the anti-MAGA movement, because I'm sure you guys have mentioned on your own channels, like, it's not good enough to just say I'm not a Republican, I'm not MAGA. You got to offer something else, right? That's kind of what our whole value proposition is. We got the best solutions, and now we got the best people, but you got to knock MAGA on its ass first before you can offer anything. So I feel like the institution that's going to get people, like the No Kings rally, for example, we had a lot of success with recruiting that day.
That's what that's for, in my opinion. That's the one great utility of those kinds of things, is that it's a fertile recruiting ground and a radicalization base for a lot of the non-liberals. I did drop my email in the private chat. If you want to send me one, we can sort of touch base. And
can I send you an email too?
Totally. Anytime, Andrea. You can email me anytime you want.
Jeff, I'll add on to that. The other good thing is being in a red state. It's good for coalitions to form, like 100%. where all these groups of like 2 or 3 people can now be one group of 15 or 20 people, right? Like I saw that happen at the Hands Off rally, or it was a 5501 rally. And I was like, wow, pretty good turnout. And then I started to realize, this Indivisible, it's Move On, all these little offshoots of those groups in this bright red state are all working together. So, but yeah, you're right. Recruitment coalitions, it's all, those are probably the top benefits.
When all the people are in the same place at the same time, it's a good starting point. Now, if everybody shows up to the thing, everybody waves their signs, they chant, they do whatever, and then they just go home and they never talk to one another again, well, then, you might as well have just stayed at home and played Doom speedruns for hours instead. That would have been
that's what. Yeah, thank you for bringing that part up because that's where I was going to pick up.
Throwing shade. Jeez.
Honestly, though, it is a better recruiting tool.
I watch Andrew's speedruns, and I think they're very good and very entertaining.
Oh yeah, it's that's how you get a lot of apolitical people in the verse. You gotta hit them with the entertainment. Here we have what is this, Sean Fain?
Yeah, hopefully we can hear this video. Awesome. Let me know.
I love the way I love the way he says Zoran Mamdani. He says Zoran Mom. He's got like this Nebraska accent. I think that's where it's from.
Let's see.
What we need is a national movement that unites the working class to take on the oligarchs and rebuild our democracy. And that is exactly the kind of movement that Zoran Mamdani is leading. Zoran isn't owned by Wall Street. He's a fighter for free transit, housing for all, universal child care, and a $30 an hour minimum wage. He believes in democracy, not just in city elections, but on the job, in our apartment buildings, and in our neighborhoods. This campaign isn't just about winning an election. It's about taking back our power from the bosses, from the landlords, from the billionaires who think they own our future. We've had enough of the Cuomos of the world. It's time to fight. And the UAW is proud to be the first union to endorse Zoran Mamdani. Now it's time to elect Zoran and build a New York for the many, not the few. Because when the working class stands up, no one can stop us.
That music.
Yeah.
Do you think they were playing the music while he was talking? I always wonder that. Like, is it helping him?
No, it's just piped in to the back on the back end, but
piped into his earpiece.
I would need to hear it. I think.
I will say this though, like, shout out to this goes all the way back to the stand-up strike from last year and prior. The UAW, like, people have been praising Zoran's comms team and their ability to do like video editing and things like that. UAW has been doing that stuff for years. They're incredible at that. They're really good at getting their message across in a social media in a way that'll be well received by people. So shout out to them. As a guy who used to do comms work, big fan.
Yeah, we were saying their social media game is pretty good. It's eye-catchy stuff.
Yeah. I have a question about comms. Does that have anything to do with communism by chance? Because I can't support anything like that.
Only if you're doing it right.
We just saw communist propaganda. I don't know what we're being shown here.
That's true. That's true.
Those guys are making headway in the South. It's pretty impressive. Okay, now what's this? Is this Eric Adams?
Oh, yeah. Oh, this is great. I love this.
Oh, we're going to get stuff done. That's good. That's what I say in the morning. Every morning.
I'm trying to share the limelight, but ooh, I want to see this.
Yeah.
Can we play that video where Eric Adams tells us how to find our kids' weed in the bedroom?
Look at that. In the kids' Nintendo Switch port, there's a crack pipe.
Is this so we can have some, or
yeah,
like,
how to find it, how to light it,
yeah,
how to do it right.
It's like a Tracy Morgan.
Bogart.
It's like if Tracy Morgan did a character, and he just.
It really is. It really is like Tracy Morgan.
Yes,
for sure.
Actually.
That's
Oh God, Tracy Morgan would be perfect for an Eric Adams parody.
I'm not convinced that he hasn't done that bit already. You know, he's basically Tracy Jordan from 30 Rock. He's just the mayor.
Yeah.
So this is supposed to be. I was yelling at myself for the past 2 minutes, and I realized I wasn't brought on stage. So it was my bad.
Awesome.
But this is, speaking of comms and everything. This is supposed to effectively show Eric Adams' idea of getting stuff done. This is. I hope this is. Well, no. This is probably what he's been doing for the last 4 years.
Let's see it.
Okay, got it.
Wow.
So third. Okay.
Is he
Glad they
jaywalking?
established that he got there
Was
by
he
car
jaywalking?
and got out of the car.
I will say I do like that jacket.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, it's already over? What?
He is a tiny man.
Wait,
what is
Oh,
this?
like-
Is he put this out?
He's getting
We're
stuff
still
done. Look at
going?
him.
He knows how to walk. He knows how to carry things.
I love how we're all
He's
like
got his
squinting
laundry.
at this
He's got his
small
suit.
Get in and out of a
video
car.
with
So yes,
black
just to-
bars.
He's
Look,
not
he
even
was even
driving
playing
himself.
Candy
Looking
Crush
at a
like a real
quote
cop.
tweet.
He put this out himself, yes. Or his account posted this and said, "Come with me to get stuff done."
Like he's not even doing his own driving.
Wow.
And I have to agree with Alex Press, who is an amazing journalist in her
Great
own right.
labor reporter.
Yes. This is an amazing self-own. I
Yeah.
don't know what he was thinking or his team.
Yeah.
He does. You don't see him
I
do
don't drive
anything.
myself.
Yes, yes, Gina.
I'm carted around by
He's
someone
jaywalking.
else. I know how to carry my own jacket, though. Woo!
somebody
That's a heavy
hands me
lift.
the book bag.
He's getting stuff
Wow.
done.
That's so funny.
Look
I
at
just
me
want to
going
make
into
mention.
and out of doors.
I just wanna make mention-
This is
Shout-
boomer social media skills.
I just want to say, Matt, you asked if Eric Adams has a chance at winning in the general. I mean, what do you
He
think?
seems too busy. He's way too busy for this. Look, I just want to
thing
read this
is-
real quick. The first votes reported with 410,000 counted. The total so far reflect mostly votes cast before Election Day, which were expected to be relatively stronger for Mamdani than the overall vote. More than 90% of the city's votes in 2024 presidential election were counted by midnight on Election Day. Only the first round of ranked choice went away. Only the
Nice.
first round of ranked choice votes are expected tonight. So anyway, just wanted to add that.
Could I ask the panel a question real quick? If
No.
I'm allowed, if I
I'm just
may,
kidding.
if I can. Oh. But so I want everyone to imagine, right? We're in a heat dome. Well, you are. I'm not. I don't live in New York, but you are in a heat dome, and it is like a tropical rainforest in New York City, is it not? It's humid. It's
Basically.
Very much so.
horrifying. It's scary.
Very much so.
Imagine sitting in line or standing even in a heat dome for hours to vote for a rapist.
Mm.
Did anyone imagine that?
mean,
Like,
Nope.
imagine like actually
Brutal,
getting
but
up in
true.
the morning. I'm going to go vote for a rapist.
I gotta
sitting
be
and
there. I
Standing
gotta do it.
outside in a heat dome for hours on end
Yeah.
to vote for
can't-
the pro-rape category or
So
candidate.
he can get richer off it, basically.
Wait,
It's
just-
pretty amazing.
You just
Wow.
described so many people in Florida last November.
I mean, yeah.
This is what
Here's
it's
a
come
key
down
difference.
to.
Oh, the best video of all time.
This is it.
Goat,
This is
my
it.
goat.
I just want to say, everyone, thank Dieter for coming, and he's going to DSA. So that's
He's
why
got to
he
go steer the
disappeared.
ship or
Oh,
whatever.
yeah,
Gotta go
right on,
steer
Dieter.
the- Steer the ship.
They don't have
Thanks, brother. We'll
self-driving
see you.
DSA meetings over there. Someone's got to do it.
Okay,
So,
so
they might actually get there.
another lengthy, not as long as the Zoran video from
Oh, this
earlier
is chock
today.
full of content, though. This is
Yeah,
this is
yeah.
good stuff.
Yeah, this is really funny.
I can lower it when we decide to start talking over him because
Wait a minute. Before yeah, you know what? Never mind. It's fine. Go for it.
Do it.
The less
That's my
context, the
funny
better. There's no need to set this video up.
What I would like to show here is to empower parents on how to search a room inside their home. It's imperative that you should know what's inside your household. And no one can state that you can't search a room in your own home. You write the Constitution. There are no First Amendment rights inside your
My
household.
fantasy.
It is your obligation and responsibility not
He's
only to
such a
protect
cop.
the child that may
Yeah.
be using an illegal drug or
Those
carrying an
pesky
illegal
rights.
gun, but you also have to protect the members of the household, their younger brothers and younger sisters, and the other elder members of the household. So by periodically sending a message to your home that there are no rooms off limits, you don't believe in locked doors, your house is open to inspection by your house and the members of your house. The message is you expect your children to do what's right, but you always have to inspect what you expect. And that's the key to provide us some preventive safety.
That
So
is
you
good
come
right
to a
there.
room
Hour for
like
hours.
this. You can start
Pause it
out.
right there.
I always recommend to start out in a periodic fashion.
How to treat
So
your
you'll be
kid
used
like
to
a
the
criminal.
room to look at
Pause it
the
right there.
various items in the room.
I think someone added music.
All right, let's go over that first part. Let's go over that first part because that's pretty much his entire political ethos is police state. Yeah. Police state, stop and frisk. You have no rights. This is, you get to decide because you're the boss of your house or city. In his case, this was back from, I think, when he was starting his political.
He was a state senator at this point, I believe, right?
It's like, hey, son, I trust you, but empty your pockets. Like, hey, I have faith that you're going to do the right thing, but I'm going to ransack your room.
And it's
now.
only drugs. It's not like anything actually dangerous to children or that any, like, it's not like, they're on the tablet for 15 hours a day or something. It's only look for the drugs. Everything else is totally cool.
And to quote Tracy Morgan, actually,
I like that you searched Eric Adams drugs.
What were you saying, devil's advocate?
No, I was just saying, to quote Tracy Morgan, who would do a perfect impression of this, his stand-up, shake him down. Just shake him down a little bit. Remind him whose place this is that they live that's in their roof.
And remember, you want to do this at random. You want to sort of stop them in the hallway and frisk them, if you will, and make sure there's nothing on your children.
Anyone in your house. It's your house.
There should be an updated version of this where there should be an updated version where he's like, make sure you're covering your face and that you barge in without them knowing that you're going to do this.
No warrant.
Yeah, no warrant. Kick the door in.
They don't even know it's you.
No identifying information.
When you do a no knock on your kids.
Yeah, it's your house. You can do it. You're supposed to,
Yeah, you think it's your house? What happens if you don't pay property tax, huh? Huh?
This almost feels like a parody. Like it.
Right? No, it does. It's surreal. Eric's better. It gets so
Eric
much better
Adams' whole career seems like a parody of terrible politician. Let him make the case for us.
As a parent, though, I feel like I should say, like, who is he telling this to? Like, parents don't already know this shit, and like, don't already go skulking in their kids' rooms from time to time. I mean,
searching for the pipes.
If I'm not mistaken, this is a campaign video, and I think just the message that he's trying to send throughout it is law and order, right? That's the whole point.
Yeah.
And it was a PSA of sorts. I'm trying to find out the reason that it came to be, but yeah.
Not law and like I understand what you're saying when you say law and order, but don't get it twisted. It's that he doesn't care for those pesky rules that that limit police powers. It's not necessarily law and order.
Law and order is code. No, yeah. Well, that's what law and order is code for ever since the 1970s, right? Law and order is just code for police state.
Maybe, but I think by giving up that fight over that wording, we ourselves have allowed our own pursuit of actual criminal justice to atrophy. And if you don't think the left needs strong opinions on criminal justice, I give you Ronald Reagan. I give you arguably Barack Obama with killing a U.S. citizen. I give you basically every other president we've had that we have failed to prosecute. King of them being Trump.
Yeah.
So the video is from 2011, according to the Daily Mail, which is a very, very trusted outlet.
My favorite.
He actually at one point planned to remake it, but it's intended to teach parents how to search their kids' rooms and belongings for drugs, guns, and other illegal contraband.
Notice it's only illegal, not like unhealthy. Like,
Right.
I would be totally okay with doing this for like, Doritos or Pringles or fucking Oreos. That's, I don't think a
Now,
kid
hold
should be
on.
having a stash of like sugary shit under their bed, I don't know. I think, but no, that's legal. So it's totally fine. But, now we're going for the crack pipe. Hey, crack pipe, depending on how you smoke it, you could lose some weight. You could get in shape with a crack pipe. So I don't know, man.
I just got to say, for anybody watching that thinks that this can't get any worse than how it started, just wait until the doll.
Just wait.
Wait till the
Better.
baby doll.
You mean
Wait till the
better.
baby doll. Okay.
All right, let's
All right, here we
stop
go.
with it. Let's roll.
You can look in a jewelry box. A jewelry box of this nature, maybe a simple jewelry box, but if you look through it closely, you don't know what your child may be hiding. For instance, a gun could be hidden. A small caliber weapon could be hidden inside a jewelry box.
True.
Look at the various colognes and perfumes and photos and pictures. You should always, when your child bring in his popular knapsack with many different locations, look through it to see what exactly is your child carrying in addition to a book. Something simple as a crack pipe, a used crack pipe. Could he have found it on the street? That's quite possible. But this is a discussion piece. You should start speaking with him to find out what is he doing with it. And the whole
we have
use
to talk
of
about the
drugs.
crack.
This invokes
Hey, son, what are you doing
Look
with
at
this
picture
crack
frames
pipe?
and behind them, cameras.
hobbies
Try to
do you
determine
have
what's
involved
taking
this?
place. Behind a picture frame, you can find bullets. What does that mean to find bullets? Does it mean your child is carrying a gun? No. Where there's smoke, there's possible fire. Where there's a bullet, there's possibly a gun. You should engage in the conversation.
Behind the picture frame?
What are they doing with the item?
Yeah.
And this
Gotta engage in a
empowers the parent.
conversation.
Look at all the items inside the room and feel around and see what's the possibility. Something simple as a baby doll. Could be just a baby doll, but also it could be a place where you can secrete or hide drugs.
Secrete? Wait, why are you secreting drugs?
Okay,
No,
let's pause it there.
that's
Let's
correct
pause it
use
there.
of the word.
All right. So when are we gonna? Who's gonna tell me this is a Key and Peele skit or something? Because like,
I wish I could. I wish.
No.
This is an actual PSA that he made. I didn't, and the last time I saw it, I don't remember the music being there, but apparently the music is part of it.
Oh,
It's too crazy. This is too
This
crazy
is
to be
all
made up.
one take,
yeah.
by the way.
Like, this is made for the most ignorant people on the face of the earth. Like, who didn't already think of all this? Who?
Eric Adams would never find my bullets. He would never find my drugs. My crack pipe is totally safe. If he's looking behind picture frames, this guy, you can hide like a little bag of Coke inside the picture frame, in behind the photo.
Like how many?
Like when he
many
went to go to the
movies
picture frame and he looks behind it, like I'm like, what the fuck? You
How
gotta
many
look inside
parents-
the fucking frame.
How many parents are watching this going, oh my God, there's one,
I never
two,
thought
three,
about it.
4
Don't you
picture
dare.
frames in my kid's room right now. I used to put this is why I like cassette tapes. I used to take
Oh,
the
yeah.
cassette tape out and put cigarettes in there in the box.
You didn't
at
hide it
that
in your
face.
you didn't hide your drugs in your dad's cologne bottle.
I didn't secrete it in a doll or
You didn't shove
You don't
anything up
tell me.
Carl's butt. That's what
You
you're
tell
saying,
me.
yeah.
Eric Adams. Oh, dang it. When he was making that face, look at that gun. You tell me he was not rethinking whether or not this video was a good idea.
Right, yeah.
Oh my God.
There was
He
like a
stumbled
moment of
over
clarity.
picture
Like,
frame.
Be real. Who's gonna put it in her pants? You're gonna take the head off and you're gonna stick it inside the body.
Exactly.
Come on.
Lord, Gina.
Gina has
When you're
experience
trying to
in
get
this.
I know how to hide
border,
shit. I'm just saying.
Exactly. Yeah.
Wait, so I'm just curious. Out of everybody on the panel, who hasn't seen this video before?
I have literally not seen it.
Gina hasn't. Yeah.
So we got 2 people that at least have. Okay, I just love the reactions. All right, here we go.
Feel around and see
I
what's the
forgot about the
possibility.
baby entirely.
Something simple as a baby doll. Could be a baby doll, but also it could be a place where you can secrete or hide drugs. Run your hands over.
Does anybody remember the show
Tracy
Living
Morgan.
Color?
Thing that's unusual, like a pillow
No,
like
I'm
this
sorry.
with a button is a perfect invitation to hide something. I
Perfect
felt something
invitation.
bumpy. I would reach in, see what it is. This will
Got him.
Guns everywhere. In this
Damn.
kid's house.
I feel like there would have been other signs.
What happens
Yeah.
not only when the person
This kid is MS-13.
is in possession of it,
Or
but
James
also a child
Bond.
that comes into the room and plays on the bed, they find this gun. Let me tell you what a child would do. A child would take this gun, and because the trigger pull is so hard, they normally take the gun and they point it.
Oh,
in that
God, he
direction
almost
with the
ends
gun.
a lot
And
of
then
our
he
problems.
immediately
So
points the
many
gun at
accidents
himself.
take place merely
He's
because
illustrating
the child discovers
how a
gun
child,
and believes
someone
it's a
with
toy,
his
and they
mentality,
play with the gun.
could hurt
Just look
themselves
and
with
see
a
what's
gun.
inside your
Yeah.
bookcases. It could
They
be
might
more
be
than
dumb
books.
enough.
Perfect
Point the
place
barrel
to hide
directly at themselves and
cocaine
tap on the
or other
trigger in
illegal
a
substance.
demonstration.
See, they made a cut
My
there.
message to you,
Why not?
you have an obligation.
Wait, the message is coming up, so I'll
I'm
pause.
sorry.
it.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. He's saying
Go
you,
ahead.
you,
No, let's
you-
finish
you-
it out. Let's finish it out.
We had Coke in our books.
Cocaine or other illegal substance inside the room. My message to you, you have an obligation to protect your home. The First Amendment does not apply to the right of parents to go through their homes to remove contraband or any other unsafe item. There are no First Amendment rights in your home. You have.
I love this whole concept of like this just feeds into the whole children are property. They have no rights. They are not human beings. They are like dogs. You can do whatever you want to them, and it's okay. Nothing you could possibly, having your child have no privacy, totally normal in America. That's actually a good thing.
No First
to have
Amendment.
no privacy.
Look, there you go.
It's incredible.
He keeps hammering that First Amendment thing.
That's not an accident.
Nope.
And I'm just by the filmmaking of this, like,
oh, this is art.
You cut it, so why not do multiple takes where you can not stumble over words and have a script? And
did you hear his cadence in every single take? I promise you. I was going to talk about this in the earlier video. I promise you, this is the best Eric Adams was able to do. They cut together the very best of his performance. Go watch his scene in that movie. He not only can't act, he can't move like a human being when he knows people are watching.
Notice that Jake was in a Superman film, and so he's an acting professional. He has been in movies, so he knows what to do.
I have not heard about this.
Jake, tell the story. You're in Superman?
Yeah. I for many years was a Michigan actor. I am in Batman versus Superman: Dawn of Justice as a LexCorp employee, and the attendees of Superman's funeral in a deleted scene.
Nice. Can I have your autograph?
It was so good they had to delete the scene because, like, I don't know who else was in that movie, but they're like, this Jake guy is like out acting everybody, so they had to delete the scene
from Henry Cavill.
Oh, they were like, some wandering hobo has come on to set and spoiled the shot. We don't need.
No, that was Henry Cavill in Man of Steel. He was the one. He was the wandering hobo.
They would have let Jake be Superman, but he wouldn't shave the mustache, which I respect.
Well, they got angry with me because after Henry Cavill saw my mustache, he grew one and refused to cut it off. There was a whole controversy.
Yes, there was.
You guys want to see a tortellini real quick?
A tortellini?
Yes, I would love to see a tortellini. Oh, that's amazing.
Is this a sex thing, Jake?
I hope not.
No, ma'am. Oh, that's
I don't know.
That's the linguini, and it's
what's the
tortellini.
tortellini?
No,
thing?
I'm
we
watching.
Just got 300 more viewers.
I love him.
Nice.
Or her.
No, I'm watching a family member's dog, and she's terrified. For no reason. So she's
there's a reason, Jake's in the room. So
yeah, she knows her care is entrusted to this idiot. Hey, Benjamin Dixon.
Benjamin Dixon in the house.
Were all the scenes cut?
Benjamin Dixon may be in the house. All we know is that the show that he operates is in the house. Two different things.
All I'm saying is release the Jake cut.
I have to acknowledge,
agree. On
the set, I was going to other people like, this movie is going to be so good. It's going to be so good. I was like watching the stuff in between shots, like, oh yeah, we're killing it. Max, hey buddy,
puppies.
Dog.
We need more room.
We love Max.
For Max.
I'm not sure if this is referring to Jake or if this is referring to Eric Adams.
It's got to be Eric Adams.
Eric Adams. Oh, Max. I mean, Eric Adams was so, like, again, I'm in the film world when I for work. I've worked for people like this who are overconfident and they think they know what they want and how to shoot it.
Yes.
And they do. I guarantee you, like the longest take, that was his first or second take of doing the whole thing all the way through, and then had a couple little ideas at the end that he wanted to reiterate, which was no free speech and you could do whatever you want in your own house to your kids.
That commercial we saw for him, I promise you, I know what the storyboard looked like with the quick cuts of doors opening and closing, and he's going through them and getting ready for his day and texting on the phone with someone important. The problem is that relies on them having a lot of footage of him actually doing things, taking meetings and what have you. And he's Eric Adams. He basically only chats with people that are giving him free stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
the getting in the cars and just going.
Yeah, but all they had
was
was
on a suit,
just linking.
getting back in the car.
They had him going to work. They had
Yo.
nothing of him working.
Actually,
And so that's all he came.
We have an election desk update. 85% of the vote in. Zoran Mamdani leading with 43.7%. What?
Yeah.
I'd like to see
These-
more than that, honestly.
I want more than that too.
These
That's just
results-
where
Well,
we're at.
because it's the early vote, it's going to skew heavily in his favor.
85% of precinct support reporting. That's pretty good.
I would argue, maybe without basis, that anyone who was casually, not really paying attention, maybe saw Colbert last night and was like, you know what? I like these two teaming up. I'm going to go vote for them. I doubt anyone suddenly went out to vote today because they were suddenly
Good point.
inspired by Cuomo.
Good point.
Yeah, that's an excellent point.
Well, actually, I was inspired by Cuomo
Oh, yeah?
because
What-
I've
what-
always wanted to get away with my crimes. So
I mean, fair point. Fair point.
And maybe
Emma
I just got to
Fitz-
be humble here because 85% reporting already in
Yeah,
Detroit.
80
It would be like 2 a.m. before we got there.
Emma
Sam's Club, try
Fitzsimmons,
scan and go.
reporter offering live updates from New York Times, Emma Fitzsimmons says it is striking to see Mamdani, a state assemblyman and Democratic Socialist, performing so well against Cuomo, who has led in the polls for months and received endorsements from much of the Democratic establishment. This is probably from like 6 minutes ago. He's having a good night so far with more than 70% of the votes in. He has an 8-point lead against Cuomo and is more than 60,000 votes ahead. We already know that it's increased, which is good. And I was
Who's
watching
the Paperboy.
I was watching
I
Steve
have
Fake
Kornacki.
polls.
What's that?
Fake polls.
Oh, I thought you said stop the count.
Yeah, who is
Uh,
Paperboy? He
I'm
was
gonna-
on the ballot. What the hell
I'm
was
gonna
that?
I'm gonna show you. He's one of those. He's great. He's funny. I
Oh,
would.
yeah?
I'm sure he wouldn't appreciate being called funny, but
Can I just say Jessica Ramos 0.4%? Look at what
Yeah.
this got you. Look
Right.
at
yeah,
what
that
Jackie
was
Cuomo
very
got you.
that was very disappointing. Yeah, but I'm actually surprised that maybe I shouldn't be. I don't have enough information, but the fact that Paperboy Prince is ahead of Selma Bartholomew is because
Yeah, that's pretty great, actually.
Because keep going. I'll find proper imagery for Paperboy Prince.
Oh, that's awesome.
I'm enjoying the Canada versus America drapery happening at this moment.
When something super American and awesome happens, I gotta drape myself. Like we get.
And
some
what
news that
exactly is
Mamdani is
super
winning.
American and awesome?
That Mamdani is
Democracy,
leading.
Andrea.
Yeah, democracy.
Democracy is American.
Oh my God.
It should be.
Since
He's
when?
actually
It
he's
should
actually
be, and I
up.
want it to
That
be.
shit's Greek.
Yo,
Zoran's actually up
Again.
69,300.
Cuomo.
Nice.
Get a load of Sandy. All Canada
69.
up. I love it.
Holy shit.
He's not gonna hit 50, right? Who does math? If we're at 86% of the votes right now, and he's at 43.6 in
Yeah,
the
no
lead,
way.
No,
he's
this
not
is
gonna hit
go-
50 tonight. It's gonna go
There's
to the
some-
second round.
It's going to go to round 2. Yes.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Okay, so we can wrap this up. I'll see you
Good.
guys here in 1 week.
So for round 2, is that beneficial, like to Zoran or Cuomo? Like who
I would have to
wins?
say not
Who
Cuomo.
gains more?
I would have to say not Cuomo. Yeah.
I think it's Brad
Yeah.
Lander. I think he's
Yeah, I
the
think
number
Lander.
2 to a lot of these votes for Zoran.
I
I,
think
really
he might
do.
shoot up.
Landers in
past-
third place. So
Yeah. I think he's going to get a bump.
Can we scroll back up if we're gonna have this on screen? Because right now we got like the least interesting candidates in the middle there. Yeah, there we go. There we go. That's
Cuomo, I mean,
wonderful.
Mamdani up 7 points on the first round is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just want to know
really.
what Cuomo was thinking, having Bill Clinton come out and put
Oh
out a video endorsing him. Like,
I didn't
really?
even see that. That's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Is Bill still alive?
Embarrassing. Yeah.
Barely.
Yeah.
He is.
The way he
Andrea, you're thinking of Bill Maher.
Mm.
But so
No,
Is there a difference
I
at this
wouldn't want
point?
either of them endorsing
What-
me.
we
yeah,
have an
what
inside
Gina's
joke
saying- Oh,
that
go
Bill
ahead,
Maher
sorry.
died.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
It's not a joke. It's very serious.
The thing Bill Clinton is like most known for, you would think Andrew Cuomo would want nothing to do with. It's
Yeah.
Yeah,
shocking.
Right.
right.
It
Yeah,
would be
it's the
very
Rape
cool.
Alliance.
It would
But,
be very
but
cool if
it could
Monica
also-
Lewinsky
Or
endorsed
the
Zoran, though. That would
sexual
be cool.
It could also be like, well, you love me despite my history with a similar problem. Therefore, Cuomo. Maybe.
Bad Lefty says sounds like sex offender solidarity to me, and
That's
I think
exactly
I think that's something you have to do when you're in that club.
I think what this proves is that Andrew Cuomo was definitely associated with Epstein. I think that's the only thing that this endorsement of Bill Clinton can prove.
All right, what is Paperboy Prince's story? I love this.
Yeah,
This
the
is
only
awesome.
Paperboy I'm familiar with is from Atlanta.
So I wasn't aware that
this guy.
The only Paperboy I'm familiar with is on the Nintendo. It was in an arcade game.
Oh,
yeah.
The first United States developed NES game, Paperboy.
I
So
was a paperboy.
So I was not aware that he's a musical artist. Apparently, he is a musical artist. I've seen him in person once at a protest. I think I was at, if I remember correctly. I think it was during the pandemic, and he was pulling around like a bag, and he's one of these very New York characters. Probably also a very you probably have them in Los Angeles too, actually. Where they have this persona around them and this very distinct brand that's very street kind, and so that he pulls around a bag with him, and he has like a megaphone, and he'll yell out messages and that sort of thing on the street. I didn't know that he was a musical artist, so I'm curious to see how serious Wikipedia's description.
So he doesn't actually deliver the paper, though.
No, I don't. And
That's a reference to money, paper, money.
He has run for president in the past.
Oh, okay.
I think
How did he do? I love these kinds of candidates.
Did he win?
They're great.
Did he win?
He ran for Congress.
Hey, real quick, speaking of numbers, we got 83 new subs today after Alex called into the Majority Report. So once again, Alex, thank you for calling in and plugging it.
That was super clutch. I heard it live too. Yeah, me and Letterhack both immediately jumped on Discord at the same
nice
time.
one, man. Yeah.
Should we play that clip?
Yeah, if you got it.
I got it. Hold on.
Yeah.
And no, I clipped that because they mentioned me. So of course,
clip it and tweet it out at them and tell them we're still live.
Hey,
they
great idea.
I'm excited
Did that hours
because
ago, actually.
we're gonna end up on there.
Hey, Matt, this is the very moment it happens. I was
Look
going to
at
clip
that.
it if you didn't.
Jeez.
I actually really appreciated. I appreciated Sam's reaction as he was hearing this.
Oh,
space
yeah.
and thinking about the fact that he had heard of this.
Let's go back to the phones. Calling from a 917 area code. Who's this? Where are you calling from?
Hello, this is Alex from New York.
Alex in New York.
I knew
What's on
right
your
away.
mind, Alex? Were you the one who skied it at me? What do we call that? Blue skied
I
me?
did ski at you.
Okay. I
I skied it at your heart.
Okay.
I just wanted to give a little vibe check for New York. It's hot out there.
Yeah.
Everyone, bring some water with you. Went to Brooklyn, got our dog a haircut, voted.
This is all just
my
BS to
fiance
get to
voted.
this
Got
space
back to
plug.
Manhattan.
Uh-huh.
I voted. Energy's good. I saw some Zoran canvassers with a little table out there in McCarran Park. A couple in Manhattan. People are out. They're voting. I'm seeing a lot of I voted stickers.
Yes.
Interesting. Awesome.
Yeah, and
We'll
I
see.
wanted to plug this space at 6 p.m. tonight. We're doing live election coverage.
Right there,
I'm
right
hosting
there.
it with
Yeah.
Christina from
Look at that.
Cosmopolitan.
Pause it.
Okay, great. What
love
is
it.
the
We'll play it
space?
back. We'll play it
I
back.
love his
We'll play it back.
The look on his face is like, wait a minute. The letter hack. Yeah, that's it. The letter hack's behind this. First he stole John from San Antonio. Now this.
It's not even that moment. It's not even that moment. It's because this whole time he's like, is this a troll? Is he just really this boring of a person that he's calling in? Or right there.
Yes. Yeah.
6 p.m. tonight.
You just got letter
We're doing
hack.
live election coverage. At 6 p.m. tonight.
Right there.
We're doing live election coverage.
Like what's happening right now? What?
He's like, why are we live? Shit.
Yeah.
These amateurs scooped us.
I'm hosting it with Christina from Cosmopolitics.
Okay, great. What is the space?
This space is started by Letterhack.
This space. Yeah. Okay, great.
That's what he's going.
We're gonna have.
We've been going for about 2 weeks
I
now.
just emailed with Matt and spoke to Ben the other day. We're gonna have them on to talk about it. But this space, where can people find it? This space on YouTube.
It's on YouTube, and we've done it for 2 weeks now. We started. We're going strong. This is week 3. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursdays. Their plan is to get it to 24/7, pretty much.
24/7.
And yeah, I mean Matt and Ben will tell you about it.
I didn't want to
when they
overstep.
go on. But we're
That
live.
was awesome.
So
Look at his
tonight,
face.
6 p.m. Eastern, election coverage
game, old man.
all night. Hopefully it gets called tonight, but we shall see.
All right, appreciate the call.
You mentioned this space, and then he made that face.
Begging you to forgive me.
That's right.
He's like 24/7, and then for the rest of the time, he's like, "Oh, how are they gonna do that?" That's the
That's
thing.
exactly what he's saying. He's like, this guy sounds here 24/7. What?
He's like, I wouldn't do that. How are they gonna do that?
He was kind enough not to say, "Well, that seems impractical." Hey, Matt,
Well, he probably was thinking of his own limitations. Probably.
give me a little clink.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Clink.
I literally just crossed the finish line in Mario Kart right before I heard him say 917. So I went from yes to hi, Alex from New York.
Did you win?
Yeah, I did.
Hey guys, I gotta take off.
Good night, Gina. Thanks for
It was
hanging.
nice meeting you,
Thank you
Gina.
so much.
Yeah, nice
Very
meeting you,
nice.
Gina.
You guys too. Great to meet all of you.
I think we can successfully pull off a panel show anytime you want to do it, or anybody else. I mean,
Yeah.
it seems to be pretty natural. Everyone showed up.
And whoever had the girls in tic-tac-toe, you win.
I'm gonna head out too as well.
Okay, Carlos, take care.
Nice
Yeah,
to
for
meet
sure.
Pretty much know
Guys,
this
have
is
a
going to
good
be
night.
a cliffhanger. All right, see
Yeah.
you guys. Take care.
Dropping
ya.
like flies. Holy shit. There's one.
When
Appreciate the candor.
Oh, fuck.
no, it's just going to be left past 10. in a
Oh,
few
there's
minutes.
another one. Oh man, we're
Um,
fucking losing it. We're running out of steam.
It's going to
Space
turn
over.
into like the left past 10 crew, and that'll be
Oh no, there's another one.
that. So
Ayo.
the thing is, I want to talk about this space for a second, because the thing is, you really can't get your head around how it could be 24 hours a day, right?
I
Like
can. It's
24/7.
very easily understandable. to me.
Well, but that's the thing, is like we are seeing beyond the limitations, and we are not going 24/7 right away, because that would be, off the rails. That'd be precarious. So we're doing it in a way that we can build around what we have started with, and to the point where it could very well be 24/7.
We're
We
gonna
have
need
people
this
that
space
want to go
too
all night.
at
Yeah.
some point. We're gonna have to have a second channel at some point.
We already have people that are like, "Hey, I'll go 6 hours at night."
Yeah.
I'm just curious as we add more names and logos to this graphic, Matt. How small do you think we can go before, because we're gonna need to build it out a little. I know you can
So-
add a few to the side too, a little.
We'll
bit here,
take
but-
this space off, right?
Mm.
That'll be like the first casualty, right? But
I
I've
don't know
already
if I agree
How
with
would
that,
they
though.
know what it is?
Yeah, no, I feel like we need to have it somewhere. I know in an earlier iteration we had this space productions, which should cover.
you would then need to. Well, no, you would have like our small guy up there.
Okay, the bug.
Small
Okay,
guy.
gotcha.
Tell me more
Yeah.
about the small guy.
Oh, at the top of the screen here.
Oh, we took it down, but yeah, you know what I mean. Though there's a circular logo, so we put that on like the corner, and I already have a version of this with twice as many. So I've already figured it out. There's just no space between them. That's all. I
There's
just
no
duplicated.
space between them.
Yeah,
Could we
just
add
like-
this space between them? Is that possible?
That's pretty good. That's
You could
pretty
eventually,
good.
when we have so many of these, you
Yeah.
could
this
eventually
space in the
just
center.
Well, you could fill up the letters of this space with logos of shows that are on it.
You could hack the letters. You might even say.
You could.
You might
could.
say that.
I wouldn't say that, but someone might.
Well, we're doing really good. I mean, I feel good about this.
I do want to comment about Bubba because I've not been around really much because my schedule has gotten complicated.
He did so good last week.
When I first saw his trailer, when I saw the intro that he made, I know we're very anti AI around here, and I agree. I'm not I think AI is more and more problematic, but I had to chuckle when I saw his intro and how he used AI to animate himself.
I like how
I don't know if anybody else noticed that.
About the smile has blocked the smile. Like we can barely see it now.
True.
Because of this comment. Oh, there it is.
That is an infectious smile.
I don't think I've ever been that happy in my entire life, so I'm pretty impressed.
I love when Bubba makes himself laugh at his own dad jokes.
Yeah, it's really a great show. It's a really great pick-me-up.
That whole trio from Like It or Not is amazing. I love Rebecca Azor as well. I freaking love. I call her Azor. I don't know why. Rebecca Azor as well.
Because you got that. You probably got that from Ben. Ben does
I think I did. And Benjamin Dixon is. I mean, he's on this show, so I'm just promoting us. But he's actually has vision for what he wants to do, and that is a rare thing. It took me a long time to even get a sense, and I think I'm just maybe there now. Benjamin Dixon from the jump, there's such a thing, I think, as a natural talent at presenting. He's doing what he was meant to do right now.
Now, Jeff, you're part of Good Morning Comrade, right?
Yeah, me and Robert are the two hosts of Good Morning Comrade. We actually originate on. We've been doing this for 6 years on WHIVLP New Orleans. We've been streaming it on YouTube for years, and
you're on radio.
We're on radio. Actually, the previous guest that I had on the show the last week that actually ran today on the space, he's the founder of the station, Mark Allen Derry, Letterhack. I got to hook you up with him because he's interested in talking about this space as well.
Yeah.
Great.
Oh shit!
Let's
this
go.
Space just keeps growing.
He's cool. He's actually been a guest on Majority Report a number of times. He's an infectious disease doctor. He's a very cool guy.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, I was watching that actually earlier.
Mark Allen, good guy. He's based in New Orleans, and runs. Basically founded the station that my show's been on for 6 years.
Yeah, that interview with him. Yeah, that's who you were interviewing.
Yeah, Mark Allen. Yeah, Mark Allen.
Yeah,
he's so close to getting that sip. I noticed you were just moments away. There we go.
Yeah, so we've got just a little bit more update, more votes in, more votes counted, but the percentages haven't shifted all that much. So more than likely not gonna see. I don't know. What do you think in the next? What's it gonna look like in the next 2 hours?
I don't know. I feel like it is going to stagnate around this for a while.
I want to know what
was he at 47? Was he at 47? Was Mamdani at 47 initially when it was early? No,
42 is what I remember.
Okay, so he actually ticked up a little bit. Okay.
Yes, he's been ticking up all night, which is a good indication, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to know what are the counties that have, or what are the districts that have not been counted yet, and which way do they normally lean? Because we are close enough. I didn't think we'd be here. We're close enough that it could theoretically get decided tonight.
Yeah, this is where we need Jackie Kornacki.
I think you got to look in. Well, even Kornacki's only thing on this was from earlier today.
Oh,
and Kornacki
Jesus.
said,
"Oh God."
Kornacki said it's going to be several. It's going to be weeks.
But New York Times.
I think we're looking at neighborhoods.
Yeah,
it goes from boroughs to neighborhoods. And,
all right, southwest there is Staten Island. That's going to be more Cuomo leading.
Yes, this whole area is going. Like I said,
it's color coded. Well, there you go. So
this whole place would have been if Adams had run. This would have been Adams right here because it's cops, literally.
Well, those out, we can assume that those whited out, not yet counted districts are going to go Cuomo. They might not, but we can assume they will.
Yes.
That lends the question: are those white districts surrounded by Mamdani votes likely to go for Mamdani as well? And what is their population?
So
I'm
these
thinking
two
out
right
loud.
here being in these two right here, I'm curious about. And off the top of my head, I can't. I'd have to look at another map to see exactly where it is. But this is Brooklyn. I'm tempted to say they'll go Mamdani, but that's just a guess. Just because
Brooklyn's a little more swanky these days, isn't it?
Yeah, that's why it's hard to say. I think.
Yeah.
You ever notice how
Probably
these
safe,
maps?
but like.
You ever notice how these maps are really like, like it's interesting that the all these people crammed in this small location are the ones voting for the guy who wants to make rent cheaper and all that kind of stuff.
These actually, some of these might not be. So right here, this is Central Park. This is not going to fill up right here because it's literally no one lives there.
Yeah, and I vote we call them blank areas.
So I'm actually wondering how many.
Good point. Good point.
Alex, do any parks come to mind here? That,
McCarran
might be one of
and
these.
Prospect.
Right? Yeah. So these may not actually get results.
Well,
I thought Land votes. I read on Truth Social. I thought Land is actually the chief voter.
Hold on a second. Let's see here.
I mean, in the age of oligarchy, it kind of does. What's up, Sandy?
I just want to say
Yes,
I'm going to be signing off.
Oh,
dropping like flies.
Yeah.
Thanks for
I was wondering if I
hanging
could
out
plug
there.
my stuff before I leave.
Hit it.
Canada has fallen.
Yeah. So everyone can check me out on Left of the Box on YouTube. I'm so close to having 8K subscribers. So if
Wow.
everyone who's watching right now who doesn't know about me, go subscribe. You'll make me very happy. Canadian politics with sarcasm and sass from the perspective of somebody with lived experience of disabilities and poverty. I'm queer and non-binary. I also wrote a book. You can find it on Amazon. Necroplasm. It's a vampire horror. Also, tomorrow I will be on this space, my regular slot, 4 to 5 p.m. Eastern, but I'm going to be going on as the vampire from my book. Minuet.
And what you mean by that
Forward to
is
seeing
the
Minuet.
vampire is taking over the stream and you're going to be held for ransom in the closet somewhere?
Well, I'm her acolyte. It makes sense. People, if you want to know all the context, you can buy the ebook tonight and binge read it by tomorrow.
There you go.
I also do artwork right there. You can see.
Nice.
I do
cat.
commission pets and portraits of pets and people.
Portraits of pets and people.
A triple P.
Love it.
Very talented.
So yeah, for your Canadian content, my regular news live streams are Sunday afternoon, evening-ish times. But good luck and fingers crossed
Thank
for all
you.
you guys.
Thanks for
Thanks,
hanging
Sandy.
out, Sandy.
Yeah.
Really appreciate it.
Absolutely.
I think
Thank you so much.
I think the Canadian touch is always helpful. Honestly, I think that it's a
Yes.
really nice mix.
Oh yeah.
It honestly
Well,
makes
I'm one
me
of the good
feel-
ones anyway.
You are. And thank you for caring. I worry about that from time to time.
We keep
I'm
turning
gonna-
down that
so-
one guy from the UK. We're like, no, we got Canada. We don't need a Europe.
So I'm
Okay, give me a break.
I'm
Learn
going to
about
give an
Johnny
update that everything that is white will not be getting any results because they are in fact parks, prisons, or airports.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh,
boy.
prisons, right? Yeah, I forgot that New York City has so many goddamn prisons just in the
Yeah.
middle of the.
What the
You
hell?
know, yeah. Take a left at the prison. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll
Yes.
get there.
So just so that just to show you how unaware both myself and Alex is by no means alone. It's myself as well.
Oh, that's anybody looking at a map.
so-
Give yourself
so-
a break.
So these are both parks. This right here is Rikers Island. If you can see my
Oh,
little
well.
mouse right there.
Yeah.
This is LaGuardia Airport. These are parks up here, so, and this is a park right there. So those are definitely not going to be. And I believe this is JFK Airport right here.
Yeah, that's Jeff.
So
Why did JFK
I'm-
so goddamn big?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Oh, JFK is huge.
It's a massive airport.
No one needs to be flying. Give me a break.
So if we're looking
Could
at
be
just the
next.
colors, first of all, the upper west and the upper east side going straight for Cuomo is perfect and hilarious. Also, it seems a lot of the Bronx, I call it upstate. I know this is a debate. My fiance is like, that's not upstate. Anything beyond Manhattan to me is upstate. But that going a lot for Cuomo is also not that surprising. That's suburbs, or it's turning into suburbs.
That Louisiana L shape from Mamdani is a surprise, a pleasant one.
Yeah,
interesting. They're grouped together like
for
that.
Sure.
I wonder if we are also seeing a map of local efforts. The fact that these are so grouped, I wonder.
So Mamdani was very strategic in a lot of the things that they did. I wish I took pictures, but like I imagine they were volunteers. Were like really, some of their efforts were really creative. So I live right across from a park, and there is like chalk work all throughout the park, talking about Cuomo's corruption. Don't rank Cuomo. Major issues that Mamdani's running on. So, and like really like very, very strategic in their placement. Like the entrance to a track has "Don't vote Cuomo." Like just what they were doing was not like child's play, despite it being chalk.
Yeah.
Chalk is a very radical tool because it's technically
apparently,
not
yes.
illegal in a lot of instances because it gets washed off.
Ah.
So I've done a lot of chalk work in my day, and it's really, really cool.
Did you know that 1 in 24 New Yorkers is a millionaire?
Nice. Really? I'm happy. How does
There's
that treat you, David?
more-
and Alex? Is that
More. There are
Any trickles?
350,000 millionaires living in New York City. More millionaires than anywhere else in the entire world. There was or any other city. There was a rumor, or there's always a rumor, that a tax hike on the rich would send them fleeing the city. That they would all just the wealthiest residents would just leave.
And then it would become a plague on the rest of the country or the world.
Yeah. But there's been 2017, 2021, there were tax hikes and nobody left. They all stayed. If anyone's leaving, it's the people who don't make any money because they can't afford to live.
Right. There have definitely been people that have left New York City, but to that claim that all of a sudden businesses are going to vanquish, that everyone's going to leave, so that they, first of all, remember that they haven't become wealthier since the pandemic just because there's been supposedly low taxes. I mean, there's loopholes and all the shenanigans they pull to make sure that their money's not taxed. But outside of that, that would like explain. I want people that claim to be experts and make these claims to explain why there was growth between the 50s and the 70s in the United States,
right? Yeah,
when in during our prime development ages, while the wealthy and corporations were being taxed at progressive rates.
Yeah. Meanwhile, there's 1 in 4 residents in New York City who cannot afford essentials. 1 in 3 spends half their income on rent. So, like, the working class, the ones earning all the money, aren't taking any of it home, and the ones who are taking it home, the fewer, couldn't possibly spend it all, right? Like, why not tax them? And it takes me back to when de Blasio won with like 73% of the vote in his time, and he said, okay, I want to tax the rich and do universal pre-K, and he laid out the perfect plan for capitalism. He's like, this will ensure that we have better workers one day and that all these rich people will benefit from this tax. And Cuomo said, no, we're not doing that. And he definitely didn't do it. And he found the money in the budget. Who knows what that really means? But it goes back to there's all these rich people in this one city, and they won't cough it up in taxes to pay for, look, everyone else in your great city is they're going to have to bail or die. Like they half your income goes to rent. Well, who made that decision? Oh, the 350,000 millionaires living in that city.
That's because the millionaires are colonizing. They think that New York City is a historically important city in the history of humanity, which is probably true to some degree. And they want to colonize it and turn it into their little area where poor people aren't allowed. That's the entire plan. That's their strategy.
Yeah.
So,
and then they'll just have slave labor. And that's how shit will get
that's
done.
what the prisons are for. That's all slavery.
Yeah. They think they attach themselves to this libertarian Ayn Rand. What is her
bullshit
book? Atlas Shrugged. Like, oh, can't tax the rich or else they'll all leave and just create their own paradise somewhere else. And if you want a reality of what that'll look like, play BioShock.
Well, and that would be great. Like, good riddance. Go to
get
Mars.
The fuck
or
out of
whatever.
here.
But the Bill Burr was on that one. I don't know if it's technically a podcast, but it's that guy who interviews people on the New York City subway, and they hold the Metro card up with the mic attached to it. Have you seen this?
Yeah.
And Bill Burr was like, "Oh yeah, it's going to be great one day when they deport all of the non-white people, and then all the people remaining in the country start to really get paid."
What?
And the guy was like, "That's not going to happen." He goes, "I know, but isn't that what they're saying? Like, isn't that the myth that like we have to deport these people because they're taking your jobs, they're taking money off your out of your food out of your mouth and money out of your wallet, and it should go to you. You should have it." And it's just not going to be that.
Could
way.
I possibly interject with a question that is not related to the election? Is that allowed?
Sure.
Yeah, please.
So when our panels were smaller, I was unable to make out that red object in Jeff's rear view. Could you what is in that? Is that a refrigerator?
Yep.
Could you give us a tour? What's in there?
Sure. Can't hold the mic, but yeah,
That's fine. That's fine. Yeah, let's go check this out. No handle. That's good.
What?
That's good.
Oh, I did not see that coming.
No handle.
I
yeah.
like it. I like the
Fantastic.
uniformity.
it's
What
just
is,
kombucha right now.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Ginger lemonade flavored.
How old is that refrigerator? What type of refrigeration? How does it refrigerate? I should be asking. What's the price range? I'm just curious.
My wife got it for me, so I don't know.
I've
had it for a number of years though.
The shortest
That's
tour
like
ever,
this-
I will say.
That's
Shortest
said
tour
igloo
ever.
on it, so
It's igloo,
Yeah.
yeah. It's
If I
like-
wanted to get a beer in the 70s, that's what I would pull it out of. That thing looks so satisfying.
it's good to have. I enjoy it. Thanks for noticing.
I try my best. We'll get into the books next time.
Oh, I got lots of books.
Yeah.
So this was updated at 10:13, 10 minutes ago, and CNN is projecting that it will go to round 2.
okay.
I'm going to put in a prediction of my own. By tomorrow morning, it's going to be 44% Mamdani, 42% Cuomo, 12% Lander.
I'll put $100 on that you're wrong.
All right.
10 to 1 odds. 10 to 1 odds. So if you are right,
44,
I'll give you
42,
$1,000.
12.
Those numbers exactly. No bullshit.
Oh, I mean, what are the chances we wake up tomorrow or in a week and it's like, wow, Cuomo really came back?
So CNN,
A lot.
so-
Very high.
So their detailed projection is that his Mamdani's initial support will remain below 50%, meaning it will be decided by ranked choice votes. He is well positioned to claim a remarkable
Christina.
primary win, even as a winner won't be known for at least another week. Mamdani's strong performance will reverberate beyond America's largest city, catapulting both Mamdani and his policy ideas into the spotlight. So I think they think he has a good chance to win come July.
Sweet.
Wow.
That's good.
Which honestly surprises me. I wasn't commenting earlier because I aside from not liking polling and all that stuff, I didn't have much faith. I'll be honest. I thought Cuomo was going to squeak it out because I mean the fact that
America's terrible.
just the fact that Cuomo's doing was so strong in general. Like he had a ridiculous amount of ads. There was one I was watching.
really.
there was a video that was shown unrelated to the election entirely. It was like one of those inspirational videos that I was recently shown by someone. And every single ad break, there was an ad break like every 2 minutes. And every single ad break was the same Cuomo ad over and over and over again.
Yeah. I was worried about that too.
I love
back, Christina.
Hello. I came back to some wonderful news.
Yes. He is leading.
Yeah. Well,
yeah. I don't even mean to speak on this so negatively. I'm surprised. I'm honestly.
No.
I'm positively surprised.
I'm just looking at some of these
numbers.
And
I didn't expect this view of. This
is a jump scare.
Going to probably
he's gotta learn.
What is this chest hair bullshit going on here? Look at that.
In the fall.
Yes, I have
general campaign, general
Button
election.
up, buddy. What are you doing?
On the Democratic ticket.
Don't. What are you
Do you
And
dislike
Cuomo
chest
on the, I'm not sure what his
He
official
was like that for me when on the movie
party
podcast.
Hold on.
I made sure I left
bloopers
very little
for
to
New
the
York
invitation.
or
There you go.
There's a reason why my polo shirt is buttoned up.
politicians of the past for New York. I'm not sure what the name of his ticket's going to be. But
Can we call Sam
as
Cedar
of
right now? Get him
I
on
think
the
you can
space.
expect that he's
Alex,
going to be on the ballot. Eric Adams will also be running. I'm not sure what
3920.
ballot line he'll be on.
Stupid, sexy Sam.
And
Yeah.
the Republican will be Curtis Silwa.
I mean, he's
Sliwa? I
fine
can
as
never
hell.
remember.
He's
He
Jojo
was
Siwa.
very well known in the, I want to say the 70s or the 80s as the leader of the Guardian Angels. And then he's done talk radio.
talking about the Republican.
Since that time.
He's gonna learn how to just
Beret.
use like straight from his laptop and use OBS.
Cuomo just
Yeah.
conceded.
What?
I'm being told
What?
Cuomo just
Wait,
conceded.
what?
No.
What?
Get the fuck
What?
out of here.
I don't have
Stan's
He
gonna
can't
break
be learning,
news
no,
on our
he can't be
fucking
learning
space.
this from another live stream.
Wait a
Well,
second,
we're
what?
my
fine.
TV, but
Wait.
exciting.
Wait a
Let's
second.
fucking
I'll try
go.
and read some.
Hold on.
I'm
Okay.
looking this up.
We got to do live fact
Didn't win
checking.
yet.
Get this guy
Well,
off the
Cuomo
screen.
conceded.
Let's do some
No,
live fact checking.
Not
Whoa,
one
Sam,
election
where do you?
and
At least
I don't think
mute it.
anybody
Wait,
should
wait,
rest
wait.
on their laurels.
Was he kidding?
We don't know that.
I don't see anything about him.
He's
about him.
referencing because he's got this Rolodex of all these popular, important people.
I mean,
They're
he's
giving
got
Sam
Chris
Cedars
Hayes
from
on
behind
speed
the
dial.
scenes.
Olayemi
Yeah, because
tweeted it.
Chris Hayes knows everything that's going on. He's the most
hold on.
intelligent guy. He's up to the. He's up. To
Yeah,
speed.
yeah. It looks like he did. Cuomo speech.
Olayemi tweeted.
What the
I'm
fuck?
posting her tweet.
Cuomo conceded. New York
What?
Times still won't call the race, but I mean, it's already been called from like
conceded.
Yeah. Zoran won.
Wait, your dog?
Dog's happy.
Holy shit!
Oh, there's a huge.
Fucking did it.
Hold on. I need a fucking headline.
I thought it was like the dog
I-
from Men in Black.
Andrew Cuomo.
You know what?
conceded.
I'm going to be honest. Olay's tweet is my headline.
Yes.
That's really
Holy
God
shit.
bless
Holy shit, dude.
America.
Holy fuck!
Oh, this is so
I
good.
did
Well,
that.
Oh, what
That
a night.
well.
Late June
Hell
back
yeah,
in
man.
2005. What a very
That's
special
amazing.
time.
Yo, I don't understand though. If he's conceding, what is all right? Here's the deal.
Because he needs
If
like
he's
51%.
conceding, that means
Conceding
he
this.
has a knowledge of what is to
He
come.
knows the next
that
Well,
round.
we
hey,
don't.
no. His you're getting conspiratorial, but he just knows that he's not. No one was going to rank Cuomo second. Well, not no one,
Yeah.
but
That was an entire
yeah.
don't rank.
he wasn't. He
Cuomo.
wasn't going to have a round two that fueled him.
Yeah, I didn't mean to seem conspiratorial. I mean he is not conceding arbitrarily because he thinks that. He has had people who are professionals in this.
Yes,
tell
yeah,
him
no,
They walk in the
goes to
room.
round
They
two,
look
you
at
lose.
him like this.
Well, keep in mind his whole message was rate Cuomo, and there was no cross endorsement. There was no
Yep.
strategy to like if you're not going. There was no communication from Cuomo's camp that if you don't want to rate him 1, at least rate him 2. He was either rated 1 or he wasn't rated
Yeah.
or ranked. I'm sorry.
Okay, here we go.
He was either ranked 1 or not at all. So-
Dana Rubenstein, Cuomo says he called Mamdani and congratulated him. Let's give him a round of applause, Cuomo says. That's from the New York
Holy
Times.
shit.
4 minutes
Holy
ago.
shit.
And then a
Inject it
Cuomo
into my
supporter yells from the crowd as it sounds like the former governor may be conceding. It's not over yet. So it's fucking over.
I mean,
I'm just curious what I'm curious about is, okay, so he's
God's moved New York City, baby.
He's conceding, but I'm curious. I'm going to take Olay down, and I'm still trying to find an actual article. So I'd love if anybody has it.
Well, I can
tell you conceding does not mean he's out of the race. Actually,
but
for sure.
Yes, but that's not even what I'm going for here. How does this change I can't wrap my head around how it changes the ranked choice aspect.
Okay, so he says tonight was not our night. Cuomo says tonight was Assemblyman Mamdani's night.
Mm-hmm.
He said he ran great campaign, connected with New Yorkers, added that, inspired them and moved them and got them to come out and vote. He really ran a highly impactful campaign. Now, is he just conceding the first round?
Campaign.
You don't just concede a round. He conceded.
Okay, he's bowing out. So then he knows what they're going to be, and he has insight into the second round. That's the only.
He knows that. His campaign manager, his people have said to him, "You weren't going to be ranked number 2, so you don't have a shot in the subsequent round."
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Now that doesn't mean his name is taken out. It doesn't nothing he says tonight changes that. I just want to be clear for the audience. Him conceding does not affect any of the tabulation.
Not even the general. In the primary, this doesn't mean that Mamdani picks up all of Cuomo's round 1 votes to get over the 50% mark.
They don't just end it here. They don't stop the count.
That's what Jake and I are kind of. Jake sounds much more sure of it than me, and I'm trying to. I know that he doesn't pick up Cuomo's vote. So the question is, Mamdani doesn't get past 44%. I'm just kind of hypothesizing. He doesn't get over 30. He doesn't get over 45% before July 1st. Cuomo has bowed out, but his votes are still there. We still have to go to round 2 because no one's getting over 50%.
No, here it is. This means that Zohran Mamdani will be the Democratic Party's nominee for New York City mayoral election. Daily Times.
I have Brad Lander saying something.
Hold on. I just picked it up. I got you, Jeff.
think what the problem is that New York City, they didn't explain how this the rules clearly enough for people like us to really, because ranked choice voting is still kind of a new-ish thing.
Yeah. Well, no, we know how the ranked choice voting works, but what hasn't been covered, and this is a good point, Christina, actually, is what happens when people bow out
and drop out.
Yeah, there's a key difference. I was just gonna say, conceding literally does not mean drop out. Conceding is essentially nothing. Conceding is just a message to your audience. It doesn't have.
It means that
I think he's out.
It does mean that even if somehow magically he bounces back and gets to 50%, he could come back and say, "Never mind, I'm not conceding." But
no, that's the point. Even if he never says that, if he bounces back and gets 50%, he's the mayor elect. Or not? No, he's not. He's the
Democratic nominee, but he's conceded. But by conceding, he was saying, "I'm not taking it," so whoever's number 2 would take it.
No, by conceding, you're not saying that. This is very important to be clear about.
Okay,
you're simply acknowledging that it looks like you lost. You're not even acknowledging that you lost. You're acknowledging that it looks like you lost.
Okay.
And the reason it is that way is so that people, unlike Trump, people can be gracious and
wow.
And make it a smooth transition once it becomes obvious. But importantly, there's no legal thing that it means. It's just
him conceding doesn't mean that.
Chad.
Yes, yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't negate his votes if he were to decide to come back and say, "Well, never mind."
Even if he doesn't, though, that's the thing. If he does nothing and he concedes and
I do have additional good news, though. Richie Torres isn't going to run for governor of New York.
So that is a good.
Because he said he was going to win. He was not going to. I'm like, cool, good. We don't want you.
Yeah, no, Torres is.
All right,
is he going to move to Israel? Is that what the plan is?
Here, this is from Politico. It says the Democratic Socialist lawmaker, is on pace to win the primary for New York City mayor. Cuomo conceded defeat late Tuesday night and said he called to congratulate Mamdani. Now, why would he do that and go, it'll be interesting to see where this goes? I mean, that sounds like he's conceding defeat, right? And then Politico here goes on to say that he won 43.5% of the first place to Cuomo's 36.3%.
I mean, that's quite the lead, though. But
the outcome is not final. The board is expected to announce full results on January 1. So, like they were saying in that article,
January 1
or July. I always see 1 and think New Year's Day, but we were reading in an article at the beginning of the evening where they said that there would be unofficial results tonight. And I think that everyone in this case, Cuomo,
we got some official results.
Cuomo is saying, I'm going with the unofficial results.
I feel comfortable enough saying it's over.
I think the crucial thing here is that when Cuomo's team is looking at this, they are looking at the solidarity between Lander and Mamdani and thinking, okay, all of the second choices for Mamdani, or the majority, are going to Lander and vice versa. You add Lander to Mamdani's, that gets you way over 50%. Solidarity.
So how does this affect against Eric Adams then?
Yeah, it's
He's
shot.
a big dork.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Eric Adams is, well, there's another thing. I'm sorry to inundate you with links, Matt, but Curtis Sliwa has won the
Republican
nomination. Yeah, which he's such a clown. It's arguable that means essentially Eric Adams is running as the Republican.
Right.
Basically.
Yeah.
Even though he's an independent now.
Oh my God.
And it will split, if not the vote, at least where the money goes.
Oh, yeah.
The money, the Trump backers and the Andrew Cuomo backers, are you going to back Silva or are you going to back Adams?
Adams.
Probably.
Mostly. But Sliwa.
I mean, I'm looking on Twitter, and so Francesca Fiorentini said, watch the Dem establishment go back to Eric Adams.
Yeah.
No question. That's
what they did in that fucking, what was it, the Buffalo race?
Yeah. Everybody with a channel, get ready to point out to the public, this is who they are. When faced with a corrupt, a super right-wing choice or a progressive who is fairly nominated, they will do everything in their power to fight progressive causes. They're not the left-wing party.
No, they'll use the system where it benefits them, and they'll undermine it where it doesn't. It's like they've always done this. This is not new. You know what I mean?
The point being that where it benefits them is never progressive, and where it doesn't benefit them is always progressive. So they are not a left-wing party. Do not let people.
The Democrats? Yeah, no shit.
This is the best picture I have seen in a very long time. Please tell me that's absolute. Please.
No, that was during the highlight. That was during the pandemic when he was dealing with all the sexual the investigation.
That's what he's literally saying. Send them back to the nursing homes. Make those old people die.
Which, by the way, is
Andrew Cuomo. Andrew Cuomo is in the past. He is not the present or future of New York City.
Hey. Wait, I want to hear the.
Good fucking riddance.
Yeah. Dude, Trump started a trend.
Yeah.
Trump started a trend. Now politicians are all going to say fuck.
Fucking good.
I love fuck.
Trump said,
your ability to say fuck,
Letterhack, you're muted.
Fuck is
dumb
a good
fuck.
indicator of if you're a real person.
I said that in chat too, and he didn't pay attention.
Like if you guys want to drop bombs, we'll drop bombs.
Yeah.
All that credit of trouble of editing it out of my video. I didn't know you just leave it in there.
You just
I have to edit radio, so
there's too many things to press down here. I pressed mute instead of share screen, I guess. There's no reason to be muted. Then there's this. Justin, tonight was not our night, Cuomo says, before adding that he has called Mamdani to congratulate him.
That's like a room of like 7 people.
This is
and
the Four
5
Seasons
are in the
part
front.
two.
You know?
Small, man.
The Four Seasons part 2. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Well, the Four Seasons total landscaping.
And then probably
partial, it's
the
total.
most exciting news of the night: Curtis Sliwa wins the Republican primary for New York City mayor in his cute little hat.
Guy.
Uh-oh.
It's cute little hat.
Cute little hat.
Taking it upon himself to rough up. They don't even put a picture of him. I love it. There's like ads on here. There's no picture.
This
a
is
great
awful.
link.
Why would what
Great
purpose does this website have to exist? Other than
Nobody
farm
gives
ads?
a shit about that news.
Jesus
It's so
fucking
back
Christ.
page or whatever.
Oh, let me tell you. Number one, they don't have a choice in that website because it's actually one of the websites handed out by a multi-billion-dollar national corporation, probably Scripps. But 2, that is where you will get the most accurate reporting of any place in America.
That is true.
is
That
local
is
news
true.
sites.
And you can barely fucking read it.
Yep.
Also,
I'm
like, can
tweeting
we
at
like,
Matt Binder right now.
can we just get everyone who shares a screen on this space to just install a goddamn ad blocker? Like, like, come on, it's 2025 here. You guys are living like it's 2006 on this bitch.
I
Like,
usually
what
don't share
are we doing here?
screens like that. I always go into reader view
Oh.
so it looks all old school, or I download the fucking video.
Here's a great. Speaking of the same folks, good old fashioned. I don't know who they're associated with anymore, but Pix11 have some election results. There's some other results that are definitely in. Jermaine Williams definitely won. What was it? Public Advocate. At 71.
You watched the whole video about it.
votes. That's essentially mayor when the mayor is out. Is my understanding. 71.
It also holds the mayor. They can also hold the mayor.
Mayor when the mayor is.
Well, there's a lot of intention going
Come
on.
on, I was doing something.
Oh,
I found this
exactly
cool
what you're trying to
show.
do. Oh, also, so someone tweeted out, guess I have to wait till tomorrow when Brianna Wu will somehow attribute Zoran's win to 9/11 or starts advocating for Eric Adams. I'm predicting that's going to happen to a lot of people. Like I'm like, this is like a billion 9/11s for liberals and centrists.
Matt Bender asked, "Where is the celebration party?" And I tweeted at this space.
Yeah. Get in here, Bender. Celebrate good times. Come on.
Christina,
Did you drop the link though?
Stick with me.
I dropped a link to the YouTube.
Good.
Yeah,
great.
Oh, Alvin Bragg. Keep it moving on to district attorney. Good.
Yep. Take that, Trump.
Yep.
Zoran dropped a ad 2 hours ago, which was basically like a feel good. I think I'm going to win ad. I'm waiting to see if he actually posts anything in the next few minutes.
Nina Turner, of course, saying the Democratic establishment has been put on notice tonight. Reminding everyone that Richie Torres is up for re-election next year.
Dude, knock him out of there. Get him
Yeah,
out of there.
Brad Lander should
Chuck Schumer to be primaried. I'm calling for Sam Cedar to do the primary.
Oh God.
I'm sorry.
Dude,
Been
unironically, yes.
He would win.
That guy.
Yeah.
I want to see him maybe not in the spotlight, but I want to see him working in politics. Like,
He'd be so good.
I would feel much better about the things politicians said if they had to run it by Cedar first, so he could say that sounds dumb, and you sound dumb for saying it.
You know what? The more that Brad Lander, he's not being like a sore loser. He's like, Andrew Cuomo's definitely needs to go away. Obviously, blah 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 blah. Him and Zoran, they cross endorse each other. He should run against. Oh God, what is it? Adam? What is it? Who? There's a few other. There's a few other people that are up.
Adam Schiff?
No, in New York.
No.
Adam Gold? What?
Wait, for which? What do you refer? What?
Maybe like a congressional seat or some sort, or maybe like a senatorial. I forgot who the guy's name is, but like
Nadler.
No. Let me look this up.
I don't know.
Because when I voted by mail, and when I voted, there were two court positions, 2 judgeships, I guess, that were up. And then it was mayor and the public advocate. That was it that I can remember. I don't think there was a Senate or anything.
If you are in
Alex, you voted today. Was there a state senator or anything like that?
There were council members. There was.
I know that depending on where you live, there were certain also
for me, because I'm in Manhattan, my fiance was in Brooklyn. She didn't have this page, but I had a second page with judicial representatives. I don't even know what the hell it was. I looked at Working Families Party to see if they endorsed anybody, but they didn't even go that granular. So I just picked female names or names that sounded foreign. I didn't know what to do.
Here we go.
Charlie Kirk, hold on. Charlie Kirk posted 24 years ago, a group of Muslims killed 3,000 people on 9/11. Now
oh my God. Like clockwork.
Shut the fuck up. I'm sorry.
Dude, at some point, America is just going to have to start acknowledging out loud anytime he's invited anywhere. That guy's just a bigot.
Yeah.
Like, no joke.
Oh, yeah.
And an idiot.
No comedy.
We got to come up with a better word than bigot, because frankly, bigot is not.
way.
They don't know what that means. It doesn't really impact them. We need to come up with like a really hard.
I don't care what they
slur
think
for these
we're
motherfuckers.
Like, we need to speak accurately about this guy. He's not somebody who has some interesting political insights. He's a
you
clown.
can learn the word.
He only debates college students because he knows that they're still young and they don't know everything yet. But then when he went to Cambridge, he was in for a wake up call. That was glorious.
Oh yeah, that was.
But this is what if I was on like a college campus finding out Charlie, I would be like, Charlie, why do you just hang out around like college kids to debate? You can't debate someone that's your age who actually has a vaster knowledge of the subjects that you're trying to debate these kids on, like. And people be like, yeah.
Well, it's just that he loves going to colleges because that's probably where he does all of his illegal, like, rapey activities.
Yeah.
You know,
it's like the from Dazed and Confused. They get older. I get older. They stay the same age.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't like that we're relying on essentially kids, though, for the defense of decency.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
kids are the future.
It's I think that. I mean, we're not relying on kids. He's targeting kids. It's different than that. I mean,
yeah.
He is.
Yeah,
because he wants to clip them and go viral, make them out to be, people who are dumb.
How does that make him look good? I never understood. Like, grown man debates 18-year-old. Somehow the grown man looks good. I never understood that. What? Like some 38-year-old is debating a child. And somehow the child's supposed to be embarrassed. Like what?
Like one time, it was one of those recent ones where this one girl who basically was like, about like abortion or whatever. She's like, I was, my father fathered my baby. I had a choice, and look what I didn't do. I didn't murder my baby. And I'm like, first of all, you're admitting that your father raped you on camera without your face being blurred out. Second of all. You refer to your child as this thing.
Not to be confused with this space, of course.
Yes. But
okay, I'm just gonna say, I have decided this is a bellwether for going forward, and the people have spoken. Right? They have been in the streets all year. Right? Biggest protest, like second biggest protest ever, right?
Yeah.
We're getting more, and summer just started literally the other day. So, everyone's going to be fired up, and this is motivation for that. So if this isn't a bellwether for the midterms, it's a bellwether for the people who are going to continue to speak out and stand up to this fascist fucking regime.
Goddamn right.
That's what this means. So,
but also it's a bellwether for the other side who are going to see, man, we really need to rig these elections. We really need to destroy the
yeah, but I'm not even talking about. I'm not talking about it being I'm using the same term, but it's not a bellwether for the upcoming elections. It's a bellwether for the people to continue to stand up.
Sure.
And whether that's voting or protesting, it's all of it.
I'd say for the average person, they would feel like I went out to the protest 2 weeks ago and look at what we did. We got this guy for mayor for New York, and they're going to feel that connection.
Let's keep going.
At the very least, yes, let's keep going.
Here we
and
go.
then if they deny us the right to vote, it's on. Then the people are just going to be amped up. They'll be ready.
Yeah, I think
Go ahead.
Brand Lander could primary Dan Goldman. That's who I was, thinking of.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, because Richie Torres, they're all up for re-election. Torres, Goldman, Jeffries, Gillibrand, and Schumer.
Please, Jeffries, please.
I can see.
Somebody.
Yeah, I mean, all of them. I
take
can
some Soros
see Eric Adams right now calling Cuomo, going, "Are you sure they didn't secrete some of the vote?"
Did you check in the doll?
Look behind picture frames and in jewelry boxes,
and there's bullets.
He somehow sounds like
Fuck
it's
me.
amazing.
I do want to say that in a recent episode, we actually interviewed somebody who was Patrick Shepard. He was actually my organizer for DSA. He was staff over there, and he's been a part of some of these campaigns. He was a part of a state senator that was a DSA endorsed candidate that won. He was sort of in contact with the AOC campaign as well. And like what the liberals are going to try to do, and I'm going to be really straight up with this, they're going to try and make New York seem like an anomaly. They're going to make it seem like New York is just this incredibly liberal, whatever, and like it can only fly there. And like, the reality is, and like the New Yorkers on the call will understand this more than anybody, like there's political machines in New York that are stronger than anywhere else. They're just Democrat political machines. So it is important to not let them do this bullshit, to not let them float that narrative, and to not, because this kind of thing, we've seen victories for people in, like I said, Rashida Tlaib in Michigan. We've seen Ilhan Omar in Minnesota. We've seen this in several other places. And the very first thing when they said, when AOC won, was that this is going to only happen in New York because it's where the commies live or whatever. And obviously the case studies exist everywhere. This is something that can be extrapolated. This campaign needs to be studied and figure out what happened here. The institutional knowledge has been built up. There needs to be communication broadly with the people who are a part of this, and share that knowledge and build this shit replicated everywhere. And obviously conditions are going to be different.
The new 50-state strategy. And also too, when Michigan went blue, a lot of states were like, how did Michigan do it? I'm like, they're the blueprint. Go with that. Because South Carolina, they yes.
Hey.
Like South Carolina doesn't really have much besides like, oh, someone might run for this one legislative seat, and that's about it. I'm like, no, you guys have a blueprint in Michigan, and then now with what Zoran's done, we can definitely look to his campaign and be like, look, how did you do it? Give us a step-by-step guide. Give us a pamphlet. Give us a manuscript of some sort. Just tell us what to do.
I want to say one more thing. I on that point too. AOC was not this closely associated with DSA as an organization, right? Rashida Tlaib was, or is still to this very day. Zoran definitely is. And so this is sort of like going to have a positive impact on the membership of organizations like DSA. Obviously, I'm biased. I'm literally wearing a DSA shirt right now. So, whatever. But that was sort of like, I don't know if it was the X factor or anything like that, but that is a key, I think, component in the framing of this for Zoran. And also this is something that can sort of be a shot in the arm where people can look and say, hey, we have a cadre candidate that can win, that can literally come from membership like Zoran did. And I think that's important as well.
Jeff, to your point earlier that the Democrats are going to try to make it seem like this is an only in New York thing, going in the opposite direction will be the Republican Party, which is going to do its best to convince America that this is the Democratic Party now. This one election was the whole thing. And they will my point, cutting to the point, which I'm trying to get better at, memorize what pay attention to what Mamdani does and says, and do your best as a viewer of these things to understand the points for and against. because whether or not it's fair, you're going to be questioned about it, just like he's
100%.
questioned about foreign countries.
And we're lucky from that perspective as well, because we have somebody like Zoran who is like, I don't know, man, where he came from. Obviously, he didn't fall from, with the last drop of rain or anything like that.
I mean, he
but
might
like,
have fell out of a
he
coconut tree.
is so
No,
he's like so extremely composed in these situations where, I mean, he was being blasted by Stephen Colbert last night on national television, and he didn't blink when he constantly gets like told that he's responsible for being anti-Semitic or whatever.
He's responsible for all the anti-Semitism happening in this country
He
or whatever.
doesn't get mad. He relates it to personal stories, and he turns that shit around. Like, people were mad about the Colbert thing, and like, I agree and I understand why people were. He took that as an opportunity to make himself look good while somebody's being a fucking asshole to him. And that's something like you cannot get mad. You cannot get shaken. You need to keep your composure. I say that.
Lander was like, hello, I'm a Jew. Like, hello. Like, and Stephen Colbert is like, on behalf of the Jewish community. I'm like, you're a Catholic. You're a Catholic. You always talk about how Catholic you are. You do not speak on behalf of the Jewish community.
I think he was
now. If it was Catholics versus Protestants issues happening, then yes, I could probably see why you want to discuss that.
Is that war still happening? The protest.
That war will never end.
Yeah.
It is an eternal struggle. It's slowly bringing back in.
That's him.
So this is probably what you can expect. Well, I don't know exactly what his tone will be like in the general, but this is from December of 2023. This is the Republican.
This is Curtis Silva. Yeah.
Yes.
You'll never see in the middle of this is something you'll never see in the middle of a day. 3rd Avenue in New York City. This is the future when everybody leaves and heads to Florida. They're on their way to Texas, Tennessee, Florida, Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina. Look,
he's wearing red.
Because they've all fled the city, and it'll be a city only of criminals, homeless, emotionally disturbed, and migrants. I am Nostradamus.
Is this
I
Eric Adams?
see what's coming in 2024.
This is white Eric
Vast
Adams.
sea of emptiness.
We can only
he's there in the present, whenever that was. In the
I wonder
vast
when
sea
he
of
shot that exactly, because for 3rd Avenue to be that empty, it's got to be like Christmas Day or something.
He posted it December 28th, 2023.
Well,
there you go. There you go. There you go.
Can I just
like,
pop this
he's
one
literally
up?
wearing a red beret. Like, I'm like, dude, you look like you're a communist.
That's his, that's what always gets me is that he's a right winger.
With the
He founded a gang.
The beret is the look for his guardian angel group. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, he's that guy.
Yes,
They beat
he's that
people up
guy.
live on TV.
Yes. He's had plenty of Fox News spots where they're like attacking people that are supposedly criminals or whatever, and they're being the New York's guardian angels.
Yeah.
If you are in District 50 or District 18 in New York City, I want you to know that you had each of you had 2 races where somebody got into power simply because there was no one else on the ballot. You could have been one of those names.
Can we share this? Do we have a visual of the? Do we have?
Maybe that would be. Oh no. Yeah, I can do a visual.
Where?
This is what the competition looks like. Nothing.
I'm trying to find Zoran doing a acceptance speech or saying something. I heard he was going to be speaking soon, so I'm just keep refreshing, trying to find that. See if we can find that link.
Man, Matt Iglesias is coping so hard because again, he's already saying the whole, oh, this is unique. It's New York. It's very liberal. Blah 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 blah. And I'm like,
who the fuck gives a
New
fuck
York-
about any of these Matt Iglesias ass motherfuckers? You can
abundance
go,
though.
you can
Remember,
go
that's
cry.
the new thing. That's
But
the new thing. It's gonna take over the Democrat Party. No, it's not.
But it's not. But it's not the liberal. First of all, let's just keep in mind that there's a difference between progressive and liberal.
Yes.
But aside from that, it's not a liberal bastion. That's the whole thing. Is it a blue city? Sure. Is it a city that's yes? But it's not. It's not some leftist bastion. It's really not.
Yeah.
And you really don't realize that until you come to New York and you're like, oh, there are people that live next to Trumpers in a big city. Like it's really not a leftist dream world utopia.
Like that's
My
the thing
lovelies.
people don't understand, and Jake's trying to leave very soon. I
Yeah,
guess
that's what I thought,
that's
yeah.
usually when he
Yeah.
starts out. So I'm going to keep filibustering so that he's going to leave without anything. But what people
I'll be
don't
back in a few minutes.
understand,
Gonna take dog for a walk.
what people don't understand about cities is that they're, especially New York, is that they're very diverse, and that also comes in viewpoints, like it could be a blue city, but what does blue mean? Like they just don't like Republicans. There's a lot of blue people who are rapists, like Bill Clinton, Andrew Cuomo. Like, does that like this whole like Democrat, Republican, blue, red thing?
Yeah.
Man, oh man, is it like at some point, and I think pretty soon here we're going to see it, but that's going to be such it's a limiting constraint. It's a prison in your mind.
This election was a really big blow to that kind of thinking because Cuomo is so Trump-like. I mean, they're both from New York. It helps that they're both from New York, and
they're both bullies, and Democrats
bullies,
Democrats love
braggadocious.
having their own, like they want their own Joe Rogan,
Yeah.
they want their own Trump, and it's like,
They want their own Elon Musk.
They want their own rapist.
They're
Yes.
always tailing Republicans, like on every single thing, on every single narrative. They want their own Trump. They want their own,
which is
like,
crazy
Elon-
because the culture is so
Yeah.
much more always
Who the
ahead.
fuck is flipping us around? What's going on here? Why
That
am I
would be
flipping?
me.
Ooh, Hollywood
Why are you
Squares, let's
flipping me?
go.
Don't flip
I don't
me.
know. I like a balanced screen, and if we only have two women here, I want to put them in the middle.
Oh, I see. It's a very sandwichy
We're
thing
so
going
hot.
on here.
Oh, don't go there. Don't
We're
go
so
there. Come
hot.
on.
What is that? I mean, you're the producer here. Like this is
Trying
your,
to-
and then
I'm
you got
trying to
your
make-
face obscured by the chat room. You're
Yeah,
trying to
because
cover
I'm
yourself up.
I'm
What is
usually not
that?
even on screen, so I'm
David,
taking the bullet. I'm
You
letting
got
people
those
block
bare
me.
walls. You don't
I
even
have
have
a
any art or
question.
anything on there.
Yes,
you can
what's
just,
up?
What area within Freehold were you living at? Like,
I not borough, township.
oh, you were living in a township?
I was in
Okay.
township, yeah. Although we really only went to the borough to get Federicis or take a trip down memory lane, like my dad would like to, like back when. God, how long? I'm old. I'm getting old. I always realize how old I'm getting. But we take, he used to like take us to the borough to on nights he had nothing to do. He'd be like, "This is Springsteen town."
Yeah.
I dropped a drop site video of the moment Zoran won.
Like he found out?
When they announced
got
that
it.
Cuomo was conceding.
Oh yeah, this is when they said he was going to be talking soon. I saw the Tennessee Holler showed this, and I was like, okay, give us that. Elitist in there.
Crowd.
I
They're
mean,
all inside.
Look at that guy, elitist infiltrator.
It's over.
He's
It's
got-
like
he's-
100 degrees in New York. Right now.
He's got supporters that wear suits and dressing like nice dresses. He's bougie.
I certainly welcome the coming of the new caliphate.
Pretty good. Pretty good.
So I have a question. I have a question for people of the left, of a leftist persuasion. So if Zoran wins, and that's cool, right? And then you got to go up against Eric. But let's imagine, like, what time? When does it become appropriate to criticize a lefty politician? You don't want to criticize them the day of the election. You got to be strategic. But like, what time does it become strategically relevant to go like, okay, here's some things that this guy should really focus on?
Within the
or
first
that kind
2
of stuff?
years? Maybe
I
within
would
the first
say-
few years when there's like a midterm or some sort? Like,
Am I reading you right?
When
I
they
would
fuck
say everything you just ran on, you better fucking do.
Yeah.
Like
That-
day
that-
one.
Yes.
There's no time. It's like
I
when
don't-
you
I'd be
fuck
like,
up.
you work
Well,
for
let
us
me be
now,
more specific
pal.
because he won the primary, but he's still got to go up against Adams, right? So, like, should you wait until he wins the mayoralship before you
I'd
drop
say
your
you
list
do
of
not
things?
switch gears. You do not start taking that DNC money right now. You do not start fucking around and finding out. Do not do any of that.
Stop.
Stay the course.
To make an
Democratic
analogy to the
socialist.
Kamala. Keep calling him weird.
Be more socialist.
Yeah,
now.
the moment they took Tim Walz's balls, that's when it's like, oh, it's over.
Yep.
They were hating that, but no, we have to be civil because we want to get white moderates. And I have a customer who's like a centrist, like a moderate Democrat. He's like, the moderates are the future. I'm like, no, they're not. We gotta include working class people because they're being left out.
The thing about moderate,
the white moderate is the upper class folks who actually have capital, have wealth, have money. You know, it's like people like myself who's cleaning your house are feeling left out.
Yeah.
The thing about moderates are people, they hear the term and it's just an excuse for people to not read. Oh, yeah. I'm a moderate. Oh, well, what does that mean? You're left, you're right. Nah, I'm a moderate. I don't know anything about anything. It's just it's a label that they feel like they can identify with, that they don't have to read anything. They don't have to learn anything about the world. They don't have to like read a single news article since the day they graduated middle school, right? Like, it's just an excuse. Like, I feel comfortable. It's a blanket of cringe, you know? Like, I'm a moderate. I'm a centrist. I'm not left. I'm not right. I'm something in the middle. And whenever you try to ask these people what the fuck you actually believe, then it comes very clear. Oh, they just don't read. They don't know anything about anything, you know, like that. This whole, like, everyone has an opinion. I have a right to believe that the sky is purple. No, you don't. I'm sorry. That's not, you know.
And
I have a right to believe that calcium is the 97th element on the periodic table. No, you really don't. That's not a right that you have. And you don't have a right to be a moderate. That's not a thing. There is no such thing as a moderate. That doesn't exist, you know.
But I think
hate
just like the word moderate.
Entitled to have an opinion on everything.
But I think
of Americans.
I think my radical lefty views aren't that radical.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
They should be what we call moderate. Better wages, healthcare. That's not radical. So what is it, right?
That's what
I think everyone kind of thinks they're moderate in their own mind.
I'm not
in a
moderate.
way. I'm poaching that from Pinkerbell, who said it in the chat. I'm too lazy to
I
put
think
it up on screen.
I think that my opinion is I am pinned to the absolute left. If someone says anything that's lefter than me, then all right, I didn't know that. Now we're the same. I don't believe that this whole like balancing between Nazis and commies. Like, what is that? The commies want everyone to be happy and live in prosperity. The Nazis want to kill everyone who's not white. I don't know, man. I think there's a very clear answer there.
And also moderates are like, can't tell the difference. They're the same thing.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, they're not.
I got two pieces here that I just want to talk about before I jump off because I've been on for a long time.
Are they in your knapsack? Those pieces in your
they are in my knapsack, and along with my crack pipe and my two little tiny guns. Jessica Ramos, who jumped out early to endorse Cuomo. This is what she's been saying.
It's white boy jihad somewhere.
I can't find it.
It's in the private chat.
No, I'm saying it says the page doesn't exist.
Oh.
Natalie Scherz Tadlock. That's why.
Yeah, hold on, I got it. Hold on.
But yeah, I mean, these days, really, what it comes down to is you can't say I'm moderate, I'm left, I'm right. You are anti-fascist, or you're fascist, or you're enabling fascism.
Yes. Yeah.
Jessica Ramos, the sole Cuomo surrogate currently circulating at this election night party, struck an optimistic tone. She noted that early voting results were not indicative of the entire city, particularly immigrant communities who had not, quote, adapted to early voting. The results we'll see tonight paint a very
Natalie,
that
girl.
not tell the whole story. She said, "Girl."
What?
I think she's like cooking herself. She's like,
It's like with Laura Loomer and like, oh my God, watch 9/11 is going to happen again. A lot of people are like, fuck you for, invoking 9/11 and make it. And now I'm like, shut your filler face up, bitch.
You know
like, come on.
About her, like she used to work for a union. Like she's somebody who, like, I don't know, man. Like I've been to rallies, like airport workers rallies at LaGuardia Airport, where she was a speaker, and I don't think that part's going to go away, and I do think she believes that. I think she's just deluded into like being anti-Zoran, and like the only refuge is Cuomo. I don't know.
I think so. Let's play this clip from CNN because I want to hear what they say about it.
The people who hate this. The people who hate this result the most are the Democratic establishment. We have seen poll after poll after poll showing Democratic voters fed up with their leaders in Washington, fed up with their leaders in government, And all of a sudden, Andrew Cuomo, who 5 years ago was leading those COVID, press conferences, was this guy who was held up in such high esteem. And now all of a sudden, the best he can do is what, 37%? The people.
What happened in between then and now, I wonder?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
They're editing stuff out.
I was talking to the family that supports Cuomo. They said maybe next election. I was like, no, there's no comeback after unless he runs for Senate. And then they said no, he'll run for president. I'm like, and he'll do as well as Rudy did.
Yeah,
he's
finished. And Bloomberg.
That would be funny to watch.
Yeah, Bloomberg. I think Bloomberg did better than Rudy, though. At least he had some stuff behind.
Yeah, when Bloomberg was running in 2020, our local moms for gun control, whatever, Moms Demand Action or whatever, they all endorsed Bloomberg because he actually ended up funding the Moms Demand Action group.
Hello,
so I was like,
I just want to say this space today had more views than ever before in a single stream.
It did.
Very good. And we're almost 100 new subscribers after Alex fucking called into the Majority Report.
yeah, like one of my friends was like, you got named on the Majority Report. I'm like, did Alex call in?
That's awesome.
That's awesome. I had no idea.
I'm glad I got through. I'm glad he was taking priority calls from New York. Can we just
this
pop
was
my
successful
screen
stream
up
though
for 1 second because I'm about to hop off actually. But I just wanted to plug one more time these comics.
Oh, please.
The Other History of the DC Universe and Gotham City Year One. If you want to read about Black people, people of color within DC Universe, not having to know anything about it to get into it and read these stories, they are very good picks. And I want to thank everyone at this space. I want to thank everyone watching, everyone in the audience, all the mods, all the producers behind the scenes, David, Nick, Matt on screen. Thank you. And everyone who's in New York, thank you so much for voting.
Mm-hmm.
We did it, folks.
Yeah.
Nice meeting you, Alex.
Good one.
Take care. I'll be on
Thanks,
Dieter tomorrow.
Alex.
All right. Take care, Alex.
Goodbye.
Real quick, it looks like probably on
he's on Midas Touch.
This was a week ago.
Probably on Majority Report second week of July. FYI.
Nice. So this was Mamdani a week ago on Midas Touch.
The many women who
Donald Trump watches the Midas Touch Network and has his team watch it. So if they're watching it right now in DC or in Canada, what would be your message to them right now?
I would say that I'm sorry because I know that they're rooting for Andrew Cuomo because he's backed by the same Republican billionaires that are paying their salaries. And ultimately, what New Yorkers deserve is a mayor who can actually stand up and fight back against Donald Trump, not one whose record looks eerily familiar to that of Donald Trump himself. I mean, we're talking about a mayoral candidate in Andrew Cuomo who also cut Medicaid, who also stole hundreds of millions of dollars from the MTA, who also hounded the many women who courageously stepped forward to credibly accuse him of sexual harassment, who has done so many betrayals of New Yorkers across the 5 boroughs in this state that it is ridiculous for us to consider allowing him to come back into leadership, especially when he has shown himself unable to even acknowledge or apologize for those same betrayals.
Donald Trump.
Damn.
Yep.
We have some Cuomo sound bites if we're interested in them. I don't know that.
He's old news. I can't even remember his first name, man. Fuck that guy. I do not want to look.
For Luigi anyway.
I'm assuming he's not going to run as an independent, or he would have had that speech that was like, "We'll be back in the general. Don't worry." He didn't say, "Hey,
I'll
he
be
just
back."
Bowed out. Yeah, exactly.
He's like, "I'm a head out." You know.
What do you guys think?
Don't rule it out. It's possible, but you might be right. I don't know.
Yeah, I wouldn't rule it out. But
These motherfuckers don't have any shame. You know what I mean?
Well, this is how he closed it.
For your really fantastic effort and friendship.
Again, so annoying.
I want to applaud the Assemblyman for a really smart and good and impactful campaign.
There's nothing I did. He was just better.
Looks like he's on his epic too.
He won, and we're going to take a look. We'll make some decisions, but I love each and every one of you, and I thank you.
Creepy. What's that
So
mean?
he left the door.
Sounds like Trump there.
He definitely left the door open to running independently.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. But that could be interesting because it'll split him and Adams's vote then too.
That's why I think
he's definitely thinking about
he's
that.
not hinting at running.
David, you got to check your DMs. You got a message.
Uh-oh. Someone's telling me to do something differently.
Yeah, I don't think
he was angry when I played a Cuomo clip.
I don't think I think look, maybe his ego is too big and he wasn't like preparing a speech for losing, but I do feel like he would have had something in the, an arrow in the quiver there to say, you haven't seen the last of Andrew Cuomo, something like that. He didn't do shit.
Speaking of seeing the last of people, I'm afraid you're going to be seeing the last of me for tonight because I am going to be leaving the show in approximately 93 seconds.
I think we all should, unless you want to try and wait for Zoran to speak. I just saw one person said he was going to do that. I haven't really. I assume he would, but I also don't have Twitter.
Nothing yet.
Did anyone mention how big of a deal this is for the DSA? Because this is
I did.
Yeah.
This motherfucker Jeff wouldn't shut the fuck up about it.
Yeah, we were like, okay,
Jeff. About the DSA. I was like, brother, please, just pipe it down a little bit. DSA this, DSA that.
Hey man, we're the spearhead,
the Democratic
bro.
Socialists,
we're
they got
spearhead,
Democrat
man.
in their name. I don't know if I want to be around these guys. They're called Democratic Socialists. I don't know.
No,
I think he goes full socialist now. That'd be great.
Oh,
get the Democrats to back him and then go full socialist.
I suspect strongly Cuomo recognizes that if he runs, he's only splitting the vote as an independent with Eric Adams, basically guaranteeing a Mondani victory. Yeah. I think that Cuomo, the only reason he was gracious and decent now is because he's probably, like all these folks that don't care about you, they only care about themselves. He's saying, what's next for me if it's not this? And it's probably going to be a position on TV somewhere, a consultant position, a lobbyist, something where he
DVD
can
network,
lesser bribes.
Oh, valuetainment.
Yeah. But he's trying to preserve his air of respectability, which tells you which side he's going to hook up with the centrists. See ya, Andrea. I'm sorry. Bye, Andrea.
I'm honestly, I think so. Cuomo and Adams don't have the same I guess alliances or support, but they do share, I think, support. So I feel like it would be a split, and so it really comes down to is one of them going to decide to do the other courtesy or what?
And remember, the people that vote for them do not have not even an ideology. They don't have a construction in their head of how any of this works. If they're choosing between these two, then they don't. and the candidates themselves know this. They rely on this. They don't actually know anything about them. So it's vibes based. And the sort of people who would vote for Adams are the sort of people. Let me put it like this: the sort of people who would fall for Adams tricks are also the sort of people that would fall for Cuomo tricks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. So I don't know if Mamdani is going to speak, it's probably going to be closer to midnight, is what I'm guessing, and I don't know why that would be, but I'm not seeing anything from.
What's everyone want to do? Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Well, no, just on the organizational piece. I don't know if you wanted to add anything to it, but like there is going to be a boost in membership. There is going to be, I think, some kind of impulse for people across the country to run, and the message has to be a working class message, which is what the Mamdani campaign was. Maybe not the same specific issues, but like, you know, maybe in certain cities it'll be building public transit because it doesn't exist on that other side of some buses, you know, building light rail, building I really like the idea of the city run grocery stores and things like that. I mean, he really did, like, y'all were looking at I was watching earlier when I was driving home from work. I was listening. I wasn't watching while I was driving. I drive very safe.
Good boy.
But y'all were looking through the Mamdani platform, and a lot of that stuff was really, really is transformative. And he ran on it, and he did not blink on it. Like when he did an entire video where he repeated over and over again, "We're freezing the rent." Like that is the shit that gets you actual support. And that is the thing that the Democrats literally are allergic to doing. Like they never ever say anything. They say a million fucking words. Like look at Hakeem Jeffries when he talks. He just like tries to turn every conversation about Trump declaring war on other countries into the most boring, lame civics lesson you ever heard in your entire fucking life.
And his like insults and comebacks are they just land flat. I'm like, dude, what are you doing?
The Democrats are imminently beatable. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be a fight because they got billions of dollars on their side, but they can be beaten. And this is an example of how it can be done. I don't know if you wanted to say anything about that, Dieter, but like that sort of was my piece on the whole deal. And also, I mean, good Lord, Zoran himself is just extremely talented and extremely charismatic. Where the fuck did he come from? How can we clone him?
I'd say a couple things. One is, when you have that name and that look, you better be top-notch professional in your delivery and communication skills. And he's got them. It's pretty impressive.
A+, no mark, no notes, right? 100%.
Yeah, no, I mean, and the balls that he showed going after Holman, which I think I mentioned the last time I was on. He talked a lot about problems and solutions. I thought that was really smart. He didn't get into labels as much. And I also think that he's got an overall message. You say working class message. I would just say it's the counter to Reagan. It's government is good because people are good. And we're going to find out New York City as a case study. If he becomes the mayor, it's going to be a case study in that theory that government is good because people are good. And I don't think the left simplifies things down into nice little decrees like that. And I try to do that on my channel. I'm trying to get other people to do that, but like counter these age-old, antiquated cliches like government is the problem with an unapologetic government is good platform. And he put it in their terms. It's like free transit. It's not complicated, right? Just it's simple but hard. That's what I was taught when I was growing up, is like a lot of life, a lot of big decisions. It's like you kind of know what you're supposed to do, but it's usually the harder choice, so you don't want to fucking do it. But it's like now it's time to make the harder choice and get over this trying to like appease this baby boomer paranoia around government and crush it. We're going back the other direction. We're going back to FDR, like big time change.
Yeah.
Another New Yorker, by the way.
Bringing that New Deal era back.
Super last thing too. I do think it's important too, because a lot of the established unions in New York City went for people that are not Zoran. They went for, various candidates here and there. A lot of them went for Cuomo. I think
the Prince guy.
No, union.
Did you see that one?
Wait, a union went for Prince? No.
Anyway.
But like they went for Cuomo, not because necessarily they're like supportive or they agree. Maybe some of them were, and like that's like leadership, sort of like not necessarily responding to membership of those unions for the large part. And maybe I'll be wrong on this. They're going to fall in line behind Zoran Mamdani because he's got the best chance to win, and he's proven that he can put together a real campaign to get the dub. So I actually am very, very optimistic about how that's going to go. I mean, I think UAW is leading the way on that, and some other union locals as well that have done really well. DC 37, I think it was, supported Zoran as well.
I'm so anxious to see what they do in the South this year.
Yeah.
UAW. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean they have made huge strides.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they won. What was it? The Chattanooga. It wasn't Mercedes. It was something else. Volkswagen. A couple years.
I was going to say BMW, but I think you're right. So the billionaires lost again, right? They put all that money into it. Sorry, not sorry. All the special interests, the super PACs. This is like Elon Musk with the Wisconsin Supreme Court, and then he was like, "I'm not going to put any more money into this. This sucks." Like, I hope they all feel that way. Stop wasting your money.
30 million this time.
That's a shitload of money for the mayor who lost a primary, and they put a lot of money into the primaries too.
And instead of gaining a bribe, they made an enemy.
Mm-hmm.
It cost them $30 million to be on the radar of a mayor that can't be bought.
Yeah.
There's also potentially a negative case study in the case of Brandon Johnson, despite the fact that he seems to be doing his best. He is getting like that. That is an example of when you do win these kinds of things, the establishment's still coming after you, and I think you can expect similar things for Zoran as well. Should he win the mayoralty, which I would have to say he's the front runner for at this point.
Yeah, yeah.
He's just got to keep doing what he's doing.
Yep. It's all good. Good vibes. I say we wrap it.
Sure.
Cool.
I want to thank everyone for coming on. This has been fun. We did it. I had this idea, kind of Alex was talking about doing New York, doing coverage for this on his show. And I was like, oh man, we should probably do like the whole thing. Right. So, it was kind of last minute, but I've done a lot of these. Jake, you've sat in on some of those that you, me, and John, we did those all last year. So I was like, yeah, we could throw this together, and we did. So I would like to tell the viewers to expect more of this. I am so happy. We all are. David, Ben, Andrea, myself, we are so thrilled that all the hosts who are involved are so enthusiastic about collaborating.
Definitely.
One of those things where we were like, we don't want to pressure anyone. Let's just see if everyone shows up for their allotted time and show. And look
I'm
at this.
like, I'm staying after my show.
Yeah. And this is so cool. So it's exceeded our expectations, and it's given us all new motivation to, we were going to do it anyway, but we're definitely keeping it going. So thank you very much for keeping us inspired, because you guys are, the host and the viewers are making this happen every time we go live. So I just want to say thanks for that. And we can actually, because Jake, you may remember of all those elections we covered last year, I don't think we won, and we might have won, maybe Summer Lee we won. I can't even remember. I think there was maybe 1 out of like 8 that we
hurt.
I was doing live coverage for WHIV on election night last year, and buddy, was that
brutal.
Just a brutal evening.
Over and over again. But I don't know if the tide's turning, but this is a good sign. So congratulations to everybody, because I know that you all put the word out. I know that we all were speaking very highly of how we wanted this to go, and it went that way. So that is a win. I fight to fight, not to win, because when you fight to win, you only lose. But this is a win. It feels good. So we'll see where it goes. And thanks again for coming on.
Yeah.
Anybody want to plug anything before we roll?
Yeah. Good Morning Comrade follow me on Twitter at Eminent Prof. Good Morning Comrade is on this space. It's been running on Tuesdays, right before Christina's show. And yeah, follow us on Instagram, TikTok, all the stuff. GoodMorningComrade.com is a home base for all that stuff.
Yeah, I'm on.
Also, Christina's coming on soon too, inshallah.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I'm actually, and on the collab note, I'm having Alex Devil's Advocate Productions on my show tomorrow. Again, going to talk about some of the more essays that he's watched of mine. And yeah, our collabs have been pretty legendary. So I hope you guys can tune in 7 p.m. Eastern.
Absolutely. Will do. Jake?
Christina. Oh, fair enough.
Christina? Yeah. What?
After
Me?
you,
Okay.
my friend.
Okay, so you can find me everywhere at Cosmopolitics, Twitter, Blue Sky, Instagram, Twitch.tv/Cosmopolitics. I'll probably be doing post, mayoral stuff, Trump's impeachment stuff, and other little things that are going on. So I'm looking forward to that after I get done with working. So yeah, and also you can find me at Movie Night Extravaganza, which will be on this space soon. I can't wait
Thursday.
to see what. Yeah, Thursday. I'm excited because I know we got the Sam Cedar episodes. I think we're also gonna bring our Sinners episode over. I also said whatever happened to Baby Jane. That's one we did without Conan, and it did surprisingly well. So it should be interesting.
Yeah, we got a list
of stuff.
I
Check it twice.
I forgot to mention this, but your co-host Forrest, by the way, Hall of Fame Good Morning Comrade guest from several months ago. He was on the Vanguard yesterday, and he shouted out this space as well.
Yep,
my man.
Yeah,
excellent.
Yeah, and that video got like 40,000 views or something.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah, I'd like to plug rankthevote.org. Go to rankthevote.org to get ranked choice voting started in your state. Right now, 14 million Americans get the benefits of ranked choice voting. We have about 286 million more to go. Get it started in your state at rankthevote.org.
Ooh.
You know what is frustrating? They won't let us redirect. Why is that?
What do you mean?
Well,
The
it looks like we're going to be raiding. Yeah, I just wanted to redirect our stream to the Bituation Room. It looks like Looney Tunes is sending everyone over there. Look, mention this space.
Yep.
Tell them we said hi. I'll come over there. We'll all say hi. The link is in the chat.
Yeah.
What's that?
No, it's because they haven't on their end. They haven't accepted from us yet. That'll change.
Well, I know, Jake. That's what I'm saying. It's annoying.
It is. You're right.
That is exactly what's annoying about this shit. Okay. Thanks again, everybody. Really appreciate it. That'll do it for this space. We'll be back here tomorrow kicking things off with Jeff Waldorf at, I believe, 2 p.m. Eastern time. We will see you there.